complaints with the message.
Rando Calrissian.
Should make it. The rando needs to be the person that just pops in whenever the first character has died.
Yeah.
Like, who are you? I'm a rando. Fair enough.
No,
Just
I-
name it Pug.
It's the same on the level of like the bit of the
No,
best.
you have to make a
just
rando
the
whose
rando
name,
family.
rando whose species is a pug, because it was just a pug group that you set up.
No, we need to have it like one of those like fireside chats with Zev and be like, "Are you or a friend you know a rando? Would you like to be subjected to this group of misfits? Well, this is your lucky day. They're all
You like
jerks."
You like this group of jagoffs stuff. You can enjoy.
Everybody can just hop in, work out. I mean, it's a decent story for having random pop-ins on a regular basis. The problem is
Yeah.
you'd have to familiarize them with the rules in like an immediate basis.
Well, the thing is I could like
I guess I could pre-make character sheets.
we could pre-make up one, and I also have like the auto generator. I can make shit really quick if they just tell me what they want. I can slap it out because my open office machine is crazy. So I can just like do that, and then we can like write it on like one of your character sheet things and hand it to them.
No, it might be worth. Yeah, we'll figure out the logistics of it. Maybe it'll do it, or we'll grab a couple to see how far we go with this. What if we got everybody here? That's 4, because Allie's out for the time being, so we could potentially run 6. We've run 6 before.
Yeah, we could run 6 pretty easy.
Because getting
So,
two new people would be kind of useful.
it would be kind of good. And like I said, I'm kind of like I'm on board with the idea. Like I said, I can't speak for Toby or for Hatdan or for Kronos, but I think it'd be good.
Dan would give a shit. He'd be like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm not against having new people. Honestly, I'm not. I think the gene pool of our game group is getting a little shallow.
Yeah, I am 100% for.
I agree.
said-
We are all really
Yeah,
shitty.
fair enough.
Yeah, we're all pretty crap. But and also like I said, if there's a problem with catching somebody up, I have a lot of time. I have a specific set of skills.
Let's see if Red wants to do it.
Huh? We could see whoever wants to do it. I mean, but, I'm leaving. It's your thing though. So I mean, it's however you want to handle it. But I was just thinking, like, if we're gonna be down alley anyway, it's in my comfort level to have other people come in. So
Yeah, because Allie is usually the reason that we don't have randos.
yeah. So, but I'm open to the idea of some randos coming in. By the way, hi stream. We're talking about randos.
Yeah.
I think it's just you and one other person in there.
No, they'll watch it later because it saves on your stream thing. I'll be hearing about this for days.
I don't know what happened after you.
Calling
Martin
randos?
Rando.
Because I'm not the scary game developer man.
I'm apparently a beastly thing.
You
so
are
to
a
speak.
scary game developer man from the game developer land of game developery.
Like, who are you talking about? You're talking to like you.
Yes,
And
we can
you.
see me.
All of
I am cameraing via Roll20 and seeing how that works out today. I was going to camera via OBS and just have it over the top because I can get a crisper picture out of it. But then the people who are playing the game would see my expressions at a different rate than the time I'm actually speaking, which I think would kind of throw things. So hopefully this is a more or less live stream. It looks like it is based
One
on what I'm
thing
looking
I was
at.
actually looking at doing, and I'm considering it, is there is a service that the people who do like the Roll20 streaming and the other stuff do when they're doing video calls. There's actually a voice conference service you can get for like $8 a month, and then it like takes up to like 20 people, and it basically makes a little app, and you can like cut out the different squares for the people, and they're always in the same place.
That would be, I
So
mean,
it's
if other
really-
people wanted to camera, that would make sense. But if it's just me doing
Yeah.
it,
Well, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, if we wanted to go that direction, we could. Because I was doing camera for a while. I'm in pajamas tonight and my TTI shirt, so no one's getting anything else. TTI represent.
It's all right. If I just show the classic profile view, nobody needs to know what's going on below my legs.
I mean, no one wants to see anything that's happening on my camera. You can
Ah.
construe that literally however you want. All of it in some way correct.
Honestly, your current icon in Roll20 is really what I want to believe that
Is
you look like
constantly
every time in
happening
game.
on your camera anyways. Yeah.
I'm
mean,
gonna
it's that, but
punch
less
it!
than. I mean, really, it's that, but less.
Mhm. But yeah, I going back to the previous conversation, since we're still waiting on Chrono or Hatman. Nope.
No,
Ah!
the last one.
The last
Toby.
one.
I said
Toby.
I was here.
Oh, you're here? Oh.
Yeah, I have my headset on. I was just tossing all the
Toby, what's your feelings
Food.
about randos?
He already said he was fun with it.
perfectly fine. Yeah.
He also said that our game pool was shallow.
Oh,
Our-
yeah.
our
You
game-
missed that
You
whole
know-
collective
Getting
insult.
shallow.
You know, I'd like to point out that we don't need to talk about how shallow our game pool is. Some of us have issues.
Sam late on the rebuttal, but catches up in the end. Yes.
I'm sorry, I have to run farther to catch up.
It takes a while for it to come down to your level. I know.
Oh.
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 We will eventually sink that low, though.
Oh.
Eventually.
So he says.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't know about you. I'm starting there and I'm digging down.
Deep, deep down.
Okay, so for stuff for today,
don't
Sam
know
went
any
through
other lines.
the extended effort of converting over everybody's character sheets. Thank you. I know I claimed I would do it, and we all know how wrong I am. But
Did you like how I just assumed you wouldn't?
Yes, I do actually like that because it wasn't going to happen. Because I was like, oh wait, there are rules I need to work on, and also everything else that needs to get worked on. I should probably zoom this out because
nice.
none of my little hand gesticulations are.
By the way, if
coming
you end
out.
up being a rando in our game, just remember, Sam is your best friend.
Sam saves my butt when and often I can't.
I want
save
that
it
in the
myself.
2.0 book, Sam, Saver of Buttocks.
Yeah. We'll apply it as I can. But yes,
no, I don't want that.
There were many. Oh wait, did I go back? All right, I'll have to figure out how I want to do that setting. The rules did tweak a smidge, not too much over what we did last time. So most of the stuff that we did last time is all pretty much the same. You might notice if you look at your character sheets that your evasion scores have lowered. That's because the actual 2-hit bonus of weapons were all lowered significantly in order to make sure that there wasn't quite so big a spread between hard values and fluctuating random values. Because I was noticing a situation where people who were well trained in fighting were having and were carrying decent weapons were having a solid +10 on stuff like hits, wherein people who weren't training that way were that far below, and that makes it difficult to balance certain encounter values. So I'm just trying to get the spread a little tighter. So now most weapons are going to be within about 3 points of 0, and some actually go below that, which I think makes more sense from a quote logic to kind of interpretation value, whereas before things were starting from 0 and the inaccurate weapons were 1s and 2s and the accurate weapons were like 5s and 6s. Now it feels like the inaccurate weapons are actually actively jittering your hands, thus lowering your aiming value. And the accurate weapons are positive values. So you will note that your weapons accuracy scores have diminished a little bit, and your pluses to hits are not going to be quite as high. That's because things are easier to hit.
I'm disappointed by this.
The other part was that notoriety got a big simplification overall, as did overall damage calculation for certain things. So rather than having it where we were kind of interpreting a ×2 body for an unarmed weapon and like a ×5 body for a lethal weapon that gets factored into the damage and stuff, everything now is based off either your melee attack bonus or your ranged attack bonus. It is added to both to hit, like it's always been. So like when you're swinging with a melee weapon, it's your melee attack bonus and whatever the weapon score is, plus the dice. It is also now added to damage as a flat value. So whatever that attack bonus is goes on to the damage too. And your notoriety is now just a boost to that range attack or melee attack. You take it when you buy the notoriety to it. Notoriety and overall advancement on character sheets changed a bit. Let me pull that up here really quick so we can kind of peek at it on the screen. I was playing around with stuff with Sam, and we were looking at how the notoriety is currently gated, or was currently gated, so that you could take a number of notoriety points into various bonuses equal to 1 plus your landmark level, and that was feeling a little clumsy because it would just be easier if it was equal to your landmark level. So I did that and made it equal to the landmark level, and then I realized that if you're gonna do that, there's not much reason to have it separate from just the bonuses you get from having landmarks, because it means you'd have to look in 2 different places for something that you have to do at the same time anyway. So I wrapped everything into one, and notoriety points are now used to purchase the benefits that you get at landmarks. So if you look at the sheet, which should be up there on Discord, you will see at each landmark, 1 notoriety point can be spent once on each of the following things. And all the stuff that used to be in there for landmark bonuses are in there, plus the stuff that was in there for notoriety is in there now. And you just spend a point and get a thing, and you can only buy it once per landmark. So having multiple points of notoriety allows you to buy multiple bonuses, but not stack them, just buy multiple bonuses. But if you're only really worried about boosting one thing or 2 things like movement and attacking, then you don't need to stockpile notoriety. I believe Sam caught you all up on the stuff that you had already purchased. Was that right? When you did the character sheets? Yeah, mostly did. So
I did not do their any of their technique stuff. I did some of it if I thought I understood it, but I must have left most of it for them to look at. And I did not do any of their gear or any of their implants or weapons and things like that. And I left, I think, some of them with points to spend for notoriety because they had like a lot of notoriety, more than Sam.
Okay, so you after we get back into this, I don't know that we're actually going to have a combat today because we've had combats for the past few matches and we're down a few people. We might have a light one just to test some hit values, but you can kind of look back at your notoriety points and decide where you want to spend them, and it's really just picking the stuff down here at the bottom, and it's 1 point each. And you can't have any more of any individual choice than you have landmarks, which I think you all have like 2 landmarks right now. Is it 2 or 3?
It's 2 because you don't do the landmarks plus 1, right?
Right. Yeah. Do you have 2 landmarks right now or 3?
2.
2? Okay. Then yeah, you shouldn't have any more than 2 of any one of these bonuses. So you can spread them out as you are, or choose to.
Okay, then what's the point of if you can only have 2 points at all at 2 landmarks? What's the point of having 4 notoriety then?
Because you can buy 4 different things.
Multiple things.
Yeah.
Oh, so you can only take it up to 2.
Yeah, you can only stack it up to
Each
twice.
Individual thing can only be to however many landmarks you have.
Okay. So having more
right
notoriety
now you can
means
only have 2 in evade.
Yeah.
But you could have like 2 in evade, 2 in movement, 2 in proficiency, 2 in wound, 2 in melee attack bonus, 2 in range attack bonus.
Yeah. All of the above.
Go nuts.
Or if you're Sam, 2 in all the reputation stuff because you're a moron.
Legit. You've got other people to do the boozing stuff for you. But yeah, so notoriety is essentially being able to spread your goodness. If you just wanted to focus one thing, you don't need to be stockpiling notoriety. You can put it into other stuff. All right, that's that one. We'll look back on that one when you get a chance to look up on it. The other thing is, if you get a chance, check out your techniques. Most of them have the same spirit they used to have, but they were all updated to fit the current rule set, so they might behave a little differently than they used to. Have a peek at them when you get the chance to. Surgeries are the same, etc. Everything that's in that current rule set should be updated. The document you should be looking at is the one that was posted in there recently, assembled 6.7R. And I think everything in there is up to date, except for maybe transcendent implants and an item or 2 if I missed it.
Okay, does notoriety do anything to weapons now?
Yeah, but it just doesn't look like it when you're looking at it, because the combat system tweaked a little bit, but that part right down there where it says add plus mab or rab, that's melee attack bonus or range attack bonus. That is a plus to hit and a plus to damage. So that's what it does. Well, you don't put it directly on the weapon anymore, if that's what you were asking. Sorry. Okay,
then that changes one of my techniques completely.
Then check, because I think they're up to date.
The technique is still there, and the way it's worded sounds like you can still put notoriety on an item.
Then because that did change. Let me see if that one didn't get fixed. Let me peek. Which one is it?
Fearsome Aim.
Yeah, that's wrong. I'll have to tweak it. Let me just jot it down. I don't know that it's going to matter today, but I'll put a thing on it here. Tweak.
Also, as a
my
note, I don't know if
name.
this was intended, but I noticed Reclaim Clause still has an item score of 7.
Yeah, that's probably a little high.
I was talking to Kronos
it's
about that, and
probably
I
a
was like,
D4.
I'm like, you're probably like like a 2, and then I looked at it and I was like, wait a minute, 7, you bastard.
No, that's
D4 makes a tad bit more sense.
Yeah.
D4 makes more sense. It's at
And
least
that does
being
also-
positive.
Also, is it damage still supposed to be 12? Because that's actually the same amount you get out of taking the heavy-handed.
Let's see here.
Because normal melee attack is D8, and there's like 2D8, and then I figure if claws up to like 2D10, and then taking the thing on top of that up to D12, that'd make a lot more sense. Also,
6 plus
heavy-handed claims that it does 2D10, but it says 2D8 elsewhere.
This should be D4. There we go. Arm attacks get in the following damage table. 6 plus 2D12. Yeah, that's like akin to pistols.
Well, what I was saying though is that you have that. You also have the heavy-handed technique
Okay.
that ups your unarmed to 2D12 rather than 2D10.
Right.
I
Okay.
think it would almost make more sense to have the claw thing up you to 2D10, and then if you combine the two, that gets you 12.
Yeah, I'll probably just have to do a little thing on heavy-handed saying that if you already have a dice value of such amount, then it becomes other such amount.
Either it becomes something
Yeah.
else, or it becomes a straight bonus of like plus
Right.
2 or 4 or something like
Let's
that.
look
Yeah,
at that
just
really
because-
quick.
Just because it does make sense to have both, just
Yeah.
currently one is superfluous to the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heavy-handed. Unarmed attacks do 2d12 rather than 2d10. But currently unarmed attacks actually do 2d8, huh?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
other
I
thing.
think
is
I
that
just
they do
typoed it.
2D8.
Yeah, I typoed it. It should be d10 rather than d12, and then this one goes d12.
Mhm.
Right. So let's flop that one over. Yeah. Okay. Here's the name. Heavy-handed does d10 rather than do. All right. Okay. Cool.
So either that or
Also,
make
I apparently need to manually fix my sheet because it's adding readiness and focus instead of proficiency and techniques. It must be grabbing the character custom options for some reason.
Yeah, I figured I would let you know that one because
I'll fix it
Cool,
later, but
cool.
it shouldn't be that big of
Yeah.
a deal.
yeah, it's not that big an issue because you can keep track and go, "Huh, okay, I'm not supposed to have that many." Because it is adding up the technique properly. Apparently, actually, at least in one part of it, not the other part.
All right.
Yeah, that's weird.
For those of you who are
Yeah.
just stopping in as far as story goes, this is a test game, so I do kind of railroad the characters a little bit and toss them into needless amounts of combat because that's essentially what needs the most testing. But we will probably have a less combat-heavy session today because we're down a few people and because we've been doing a lot of combat the past couple times. And we'll play around with the story. But the story so far was that they were independent, didn't start with each other at any particular point, enjoying themselves in a pulse town when sirens began going off, and the GameCube from Reboot dropped from the sky and dropped them all into a simulation. Not something similar though. Basically, a large public event took place. It's like a survival horror combination of fear and exertion and heroics that's put on a citywide scale. Was activated by one of the characters' father as I want my last grab of adventure thing, and he was an extremely wealthy person with a lot of influence, and he pressed a big red button, and the city got dropped into this event. And people were given a few hours to evacuate, and those who stuck behind have the opportunity to have fame and riches, and perhaps a grisly death, or just kind of getting beat up. As the case may be, and you will be subjected to various traumas and various game rules that you have to survive over time as you kind of navigate this hellscape that the city is transformed into in a real-time special effects extravaganza. So as the various characters decided to stick around to kind of experience this and hopefully come out of it a little richer, they have met each other and are proceeding to just sort of endure the game. They have had a large combat with several what looked to be desiccated soldiers that were broken and disfigured and twisted and over, and were able to scream and psychically control cars and chuck them around, and they slammed a few people around. And they pulled out of that one okay with the help of a old Pulse superstar who had been around the block a few times and apparently hit his head on the tree every time he passed, who fell from the sky or busted out of a trunk, as the case may be, and proceeded to help them out with his Fist of Fury. And they moved on to fight what wasn't Tremors and certainly shouldn't be considered to be anything related to a suable or copyrighted monster. Who attacked them from the floor, and they fought that thing off and managed to send down their scary robot to disable them from below. And
you successfully walked through that rhythm.
Mm-hmm, we did. And they are now proceeding onward at the insistence of Bick's father, who was the guy who activated the whole event, whose current goal is to seek petty revenge against a corporate rival, who he has set up a large, elaborate systems of misdirection in order to make it look like that he set off this whole thing so that he can go invade their corporate building and take all of their secrets and do a devastating blow. So they put all their security over there when really all he wants to do is sneak into the guy's house and like wreck up the joint. So they're off to go do that. On the way there, they encountered another little combat in a simulated environment where it seemed like they had been pulled through a portal and had to fight this monstrous creature that was creating these gaunt skeletons that were coming after them. And they had a tussle over there. And Hat Dan's character, Rao, who is a tentacled cog that has levitation and an ill-gotten transcendent implant that he hijacked from somewhere, or was put into him illegally, was met by a shadowy Pulse exec or higher level game operator who came down and had a little chat with him about potentially cheating, and said, you know, we really don't want you to do anything that might undermine the integrity of our game, and kind of faded off into the distance there. So that may become a thing depending on how often the public starts to get wind that certain characters have powers they're not expected to have. In the meantime, who do we still have in this motley crew? Because I think we have a bunch of new names here, so it's a good time to kind of catch up on stuff. I was talking about
I'm Croquette. I hit stuff.
Yeah.
I'm Bick. I shoot stuff.
Well, hi, I'm Sammy, and I was trying to turn a little bit of a coin.
Okay, good. It's a well-rounded party. We are down 2 people today.
That's a short joke.
Aww. Hi, I'm mostly the result of all the short jokes in the channel.
Hat Dan's character, again, giant tentacled robot, and Ali is usually in our games, but is just not going to be able to because of timing at the moment. So her character was in here momentarily as a bioprobe that was going to be accompanying the party, but has since departed. We may run into her again or not, but at the moment she's off and yonder. So that was somebody you briefly encountered. So we just got back out of the portal. The portal's sealed up behind you. And you guys have re-arrived back inside that bar/restaurant that you had come into, and Dad, whose name I can't recall.
Thurston Howler the Third. No,
Was that
and I'm
it?
serious about that.
Okay.
I
fair
like the face you made there because you had that moment of, did I do that?
I don't think I did.
Yeah,
No, I was the one who came up with the name for him.
Yeah, okay.
The
so,
two of you did it.
Daddy was pushing people onward to, all right, it's time for us to get going again. We have much ground to cover. Why are you all lying around? Moments ago, he was asleep in the corner.
Oh, that was a bit of a thing. I think we need to take a bit of a breather. I don't mean to get your ginger snaps in a twist, but that was not so good. I'm worried about your boy. Did you get hurt at all?
What? What was he doing? I'm in a restaurant.
But there was the big vortex and the big fight.
He peeks around the side, kind of looks over the back, and goes, "What, son? We need to talk about your dating choices."
Vic just gives him this look. The eyebrow goes up. The quiver gets dropped on the counter, and Vic starts pulling out arrows, going, "Crap! I'm running out."
Yes. Oh, yes. Well, that shouldn't be a problem, should it? We're going to be at Roderick's house soon. I change his name every time because we keep skipping 2-week ratios, so I can't remember the guy's name.
It's now the name of the character
yes,
that we are pursuing.
This is the new one.
Here, let me just do a thing real quick. I've got a plan. I got a really good plan. Okay.
Don't. Fair enough. That'll work.
There. Now we know. Got it.
We will soon to be his place of accoutrement, and surely he will have things that we can take. I don't know if he's going to have your little sticks, though. There's probably a printer in there. Reginald is an entirely different game, which we will get back to eventually, I promise.
I'm just going to say, if push comes to shove and Vic dies, I'm bringing a version of Beauregard into this, and I'm going to have fun stomping around through the city with power armor.
It doesn't have any rules right now.
I don't care. The entire time, I'm going to be playing Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny, and Beauregard's going to have a grand old time.
And Zvi is going to be like, so as Toby's character slips into the coma and believes that all these wonderful things are happening. All right. Well, I guess we should probably get going. It's not good to hang out anywhere for too long. Oh man, it's too bad we don't have time for like a cup of coffee. I could sure go for one.
Oh, right. I suppose. I mean, 1 cup.
Like between all of us, or are we sharesies?
What? No, I meant for me. Aren't you getting coffee?
No, I was saying it'd be nice.
He kind of looks at you blankly, like you just mentioned you were getting coffee. Do I get coffee? Bring me coffee.
No, I want to go over to the machine and get coffee. I'm going to bring him the littlest
He clears
cup
his
of coffee.
throat and looks at the machine. Coffee.
I'm going to get him the littlest cup of coffee.
there is a my size cup, which is actually too big for you because you are below my size. You were like.
I don't care. I'm still getting him one.
You drag the cup over and it goes, must be espresso. And,
nope, just coffee, black.
Okay.
Really good stuff.
Yes, good. How'll you go then? There will be much better food at Roderick's house. Reginald's house. No, his name's Bill.
Ronald.
Oh, is his name Bill?
No.
Oh, I had a cousin named Bill.
And he will
Beauregard.
begin heading back off into the street again as his honor guard, which does appear to have like diminished a
Dwindled?
titch.
A bit?
Yeah, it's gotten smaller than it was. Kind of clusters around him. There's probably about 8 of them left now. God damn it!
I will run off after them. Huh?
The new names keep appearing. It's gonna throw me off all night.
I wrote Ronald a bit ago.
I only wrote Roderick once.
Then I crossed out and wrote Reginald. Then wrote Ronald.
I'm just panning
He's
down.
gonna take our pens away if you keep this up.
I can't see it there. Okay, we're good. And he heads back out into the street and okay, still recovering.
Is he coughing like that?
I am. The sun has gotten low in the sky. It is actually getting closer to evening. And there are new noises that are coming in. There's been this steady kind of bass line that's been playing throughout the entire place. It's not as vivid as the heartbeat that kind of began the entire event, but they have atmospherics, and it's this steady wind and these really unnerving sounds that come from place to place that always make you feel like there's something one step behind you. And the fog is beginning to roll in again. But they're doing this
right now. Pulse is playing like it always feels like somebody's talking to me, but nobody in this day and age can recognize the tune.
Could be. You can still hear gunfire scattering in the background, and here and there you're beginning to see the glows of fires that are starting up, not like building fires, but more like campfires. Also the sounds of pounding, like minor construction. Things kind of sound busy. Occasionally vehicle noises. You're not seeing a whole lot out in the distance because it is the whole city that's kind of covered here, but you're hearing activity, and it's kind of the bustle of night one. So people are beginning to figure out where they want to stay in. They're battening down their hatches, and they're looking around for kind of safe zones.
I'm kind of instinctively trying to keep up right at the heel of whoever's in the lead, and I'm kind of wrapped my arms about myself and occasionally rubbing my arm and my shoulder, kind of nervously glancing about. Do you think we should be out in the open right now?
No, this is why we should go faster. And he begins a steady up as he starts running down the street. It's not far. It's over that hill and the hill beyond that.
Croquette will reach down and actually.
Kind of a dick.
Croquette will reach down and put Sammy on his shoulder.
This is racial profiling.
For those who don't know, Sammy is a small thing.
Oh.
Petite.
And as he's picking Sammy up and putting her on his shoulder.
Why can't we have those things that you walk on that make you go places?
Servants? Not out here. This is adventure.
What the fuck do you do with your servants?
I think we just established that.
Apparently. Many things.
He crests the top of the hill and kind of peers out over it, just looking out of the top, and squinting goes, there it is, Roderick's Manor. And you look down and you can see this building actively shooting at people. There's stuff nearby it and coming off of
where did the house get a gun?
The kind of parapets of its local security area. There are guard towers, and you can see flashes of light and things down the ground and being taken out. And he goes, I see the local defenses are active. Good.
I don't want to alarm anybody, but I think people are dying down there.
There does seem to be a bit of back and forth to it. Now, who was it that had kind of known about the show?
Yo.
You did? Okay, so
I did.
You did a Titch. Okay, so the thing with the game itself is that Pulse isn't actually out to kill anybody. They're out to scare people and corner them, and when they get somebody to a point that they're out of options, they can't escape and they can't fight back, then they've lost and they get pulled out and they get ejected. But they there's a chance that you'll break a bone, maybe sprain an ankle, stuff like that, like any kind of survival horror thing. But they're not actually going in there with guns and shooting people in the street. That doesn't mean that the other people in the game won't do that. So most of the violence that you hear in the background regarding actual military hardware is coming from other people beginning to hold out their actual areas and create their safe zones. The Pulse events like the ones you've been fighting they always try to make their game difficult but beatable by anybody in any skill set, provided they have the tenacity to hold on. So you can outrun your pursuers, you can try to beat them. The audience likes it when you try to fight, but the audience also likes it when you outsmart them. They make their encounters such that your options are varied. The real danger at night doesn't necessarily come from Pulse. It comes from getting cornered in a position where you are with other people who see you as a way through Pulse's problem. So the gunfire that you're seeing is entirely vector-based, and the bullets are real. So you are aware that that's a problem down there.
I don't really like to be shot at. It's kind of like a big missile coming at your head. I've not really experienced it very often in my life, but I just don't think I'd like the feeling of the impact.
Nonsense, lady.
Okay.
He says, the holder says, Roderick's building would never shoot at me. He could never afford the countersue.
But isn't this like in the middle of an event? Isn't it like all fair game right now? Didn't we like agree? It wasn't that in that agreement we hit yes to?
Not in my insurance policies.
Crocut's just gonna look over at Sammy on his shoulder and just go, "Don't worry, missiles only hurt the first time."
Oh,
The rest
I'm
of the
glad
times
to know
they
I've got a
miss.
professional.
I'm actually looking at my dad going, Dad, you do realize that the insurance policy actually has a specific clause in it for this, right?
Right, Dad, stop running forward. Dad, stop it. No. River, no. Well, should we see if we can find a way to sneak in, maybe? Something a little bit more low key that doesn't involve so many contusions.
Yes, I had planned on using the front door. I'm telling you, Roderick's building will not fire on me.
I'm gonna raise my finger up in protest and look over at Bick, and then close my mouth and just slowly roll over the hand because I can stop nothing that is gonna happen.
He's going to begin marching down the hill. Vic, you're reasonably secure that Roderick's building will not fire on him because he's actually right. That would be considered a bad thing through their contracts because it's like corporate assassination. Doesn't mean the other people down there won't shoot at him.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of tough to tell exactly how many folks are down there. The building seems to be pretty capable of fighting things off right now, but there is some kind of hostile.
Don't you think you should do something about that? I mean, it wouldn't be too good if he got hurt.
No, he does have 8 people with him, so just in case we forgot that.
Oh, he has 8 people with him. Okay, yeah. Okay, he's not by himself.
He's not totally by himself.
I had this mental image of basically like a canine-ish river from Star versus the Fortress of Belial, just like this, like maybe angry corgi with blonde flowing, fur with a big beard, just kind of angrily charging down the hill, going, "I'm coming, Roderick!" But okay, there's people with him, so there's fodder. That's fine. There's fodder.
Yeah, there's people to be shot instead of him.
I think we shouldn't go that way, because I think we might get shot, at least by the other folks, and I don't have that kind of insurance policy.
Croquette will again look over and give one of his smiles and just go, "Don't worry, it's not like it's safer anywhere else."
There is that.
I want to see if there's a way to stealth into the building.
No problem.
What would I do?
You would stealth. Begin by doing a body, and I don't really need to say exert anymore because there's really only one stat.
So I'm doing
do body and stealth. Yep.
I will use my body as a tool.
Yes. Do body and stealth, then your difficulty in this situation is actually pretty low because there's plenty of places for a tiny person to hide in the dark while other people are shooting at other things. So I'm going to say 0.
Okay. Well, I have a 4.
Yeah. Then you're good. Your D12 plus 4.
Good? All right, it's just D12 plus 4?
Yeah, that's your bonus for difficulty right now.
All right, and then I add
your actual body score.
Do I add another D12 for my simplify or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 2D12 plus 4 plus my body score. And I think that's it. Hope I do good.
Pretty good. Actually, pretty bad roll, but you still passed.
Pretty bad. I will spend a focus to reroll.
You don't need to. 12's the target.
Yeah, but okay. I thought that I was setting the DC.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you wanted to kind of go that way.
I want to do better.
Okay.
I want to do better. It was 1 better.
Good stuff. Okay.
That is the way of the world. Okay, so 1 focus.
Okay. So you were set on there. Other folks, do you want to follow her lead, or do you want to try to sneak yourselves, or do you want to walk forward?
Sneaking?
As she made mention of the fact that she's going to try and sneak.
I'm saying saying I think I'm gonna just try to sneak. I didn't just say this that I was gonna. I thought we should sneak in there, and then I'm basically doing the shh and sneaking.
Croquette will attempt to sneak.
So if you guys want to sneak with her leading, you don't need to roll. You just need to say we're sneaking with her as the leader, and you all benefit from her roll.
Yay!
Okay.
So it's a party-based sneak for this system.
Yay.
But that means that Sam has to determine the route, and you all have to kind of follow her lead. If anybody starts to do their own thing, you have to start rolling for yourself.
Okay.
So how do you want to head down there? He's going full down the center toward the front door with 8 people around him in a circle.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna see if there's a side or a back door.
Okay. Probably it's a big complex though. You're talking about a very wealthy person's manor.
Is there like a service entrance?
Yeah, there is a gated entryway off the side that you can try to head toward. That's actually a bigger door, so you don't know necessarily if there are more people around there or not.
At the same time, though, in theory, we have a bigger thing to move through a door. Even though he's technically not here as a player right now, it'd probably be better to go for the big door.
Well, I mean, like, so it's a gate, right? So you've got the main gate right here that he's walking down to. That's like a double open, for greeting guests kind of thing. And then there's the service gate on the side that's like a garage door kind of thing. You're both of them are open because it's the outer barricade of the complex, so he can get through either one. Rao isn't, limited by which one he picks.
Limited by walls, if we want to be honest. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can get through either one of them.
All right.
Up the front.
Well, I was just debating if that one that one seems like it might be better just because the other guy's going to be at the actual front gate being distracting. But we want to keep track of your dad. We'll go for the front gate.
If you just want to hang behind him for a little bit and sort of see what happens, you can kind of.
We'll just kind of hang behind him. We'll duck behind crates and stuff like that, or anything, barricades, and just kind of like stay out of view while we're kind of getting closer so people don't shoot us.
All right, so you head off down in that direction. You are sneaking around to get over there. He's walking forward. Let's do some spots to see who is noticing over there. There are some people who are distracted, so they're going to be kind of tough to see. Let's roll D10 plus D8.
Don't shoot at us.
Plus,
Don't
and I'm going to give them
us. You don't want to shoot at us.
14. Which is what you ended up with, right? 14?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So one group is going to notice you coming behind him. He's not hard to see. Both of them notice. Sorry, Sam, you rolled low.
I know. This is why I tried to re-roll, because I realized I rolled low.
You were not good. So as he's going down there, there is a flash of spotlight that beams down on him as he's coming forward, as the building kind of comes in to notice the certain group, and a whole bunch of automated turrets kind of turn in his direction, and they also pan up and turn toward you. And as they turn toward him, he immediately sticks both fingers up in the air, goes, "Roderick, I'm here for my plunder." And the building kind of points the guns. This is kind of useful to have the camera thing because I can do all kinds of funky things with my hands here. Points the guns down at him, and then it just kind of pivots them to the sides and starts pointing them at the guards around them. And goes, they've got my badge. And then it kind of pivots upward and it points at you guys. And then
we're kind of with him.
So much for your bardic immunity badge.
And let's see if it necessarily detects you. Let's do a percentage on that. I don't know if the extended sun counts within the policy because you're not necessarily. We'll just make it a
new one of those.
You want high or low?
Low.
Okay. I don't know why I did a D50, but that still works. So it seems to hesitate for a minute, and then the turrets turn off to the side as there's some groups going, "Hey, do you guys have ways? Could we be with you too?" There was a group of people who were coming in there also so armed to try to get inside looking for a safe place to hang out. And they run back from the edge of the gun zone, but you can hear yelling of, "Hey, we got cash. What if we work together? If you've got a way in there, that's a good place to hole up."
I'm just looking over at Bick because this is basically him and his dad's show at this point.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Bick cares not for the low-class people.
I care not for them.
So you head up to the front. He appears to have made it to the front gate.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give your dad this. He's absolutely right. His insurance policy is apparently grand.
He makes it up to the front gate, and presses the little intercom on him, and there is a little voice coming through that's what did you name him? You're gonna have to write it down because it's wacky.
Thurston.
What?
My father's name is Thurston.
Thurston? Was he Thurston
Yes.
for a good time?
No. He's Thurston Howell.
Oh.
Howler.
All right, let me put that somewhere because I am gonna forget the crap out of it.
Forget that, like within 5 minutes.
Yep. Thurston.
Imagine this was ground.
I like how I have a Intuos 5 sitting right in front of me that I could use to actually physically write that on the screen. And no, I'm going to mouse it. That's how we're going to do that.
Damn right.
All right. Okay, so Thurston gets to the front, and there's a noise that comes over the intercom, and it's this kind of small voice. It sounds a little distorted, like it might have a weak signal or some kind of automatic voice distortion built into it, just for identity protection or something. But it says, "Mr. Howler, is that you?" And it goes, "What? Jessica? What are you doing in there? I got stuck. I didn't. Surely your father evacuated you when this began. You have your own spaceship. He took it to the office in order to intercept you, and now he's stuck there, and they shut it down, and he can't get back." And he turns off the intercom a little bit and grumbles a little bit, and goes, "Oh, it's his damn daughter." He looks a tad distraught about this situation.
Yeah, we can't leave her.
Did your dad set up to basically play war with another company owner, and he's being stood up right now? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, and we've just found out the other guy's little girl is stuck here.
Oh, maybe you
I
could
think we
have
got a
a play
favor.
date.
Yes, well, this is all very inconvenient. I mean, I was expecting the home to be empty. It kind of ruins my fun if I've got the little kid looking at me.
Oh, you save her. She's worth points.
Yes, well, I don't want to actually take care of a child right now. It's a dangerous place. She was supposed to evacuate. They have their own spaceship. And he clicks on the little button and goes,
Well, you
"Jessica,
consider it an evacuation point. It'll get you up on the leaderboard.
where are you? Are you in the building? I'm in the safe room right now. Oh, well, that's good. That's a safe place to stay." And he kind of ponders a little bit and goes, "Maybe we shouldn't bring her with us." And he turns it off in the back. That's a solid foot of steel in every direction. It's one of the best safe rooms ever made.
So are 5 guys on a video camera.
What's that?
So are 5 guys on a video camera.
Yeah. And he goes, no, I mean, like out here, we're sitting ducks. Look, anybody could get shot out here as one of the guns goes shooting over the head of everything. And there's nothing getting into that box. She'd be fine for days.
How long is the event gonna last?
Well, I think like a week, but our safe room's stocked for months.
But isn't she gonna get awful awful lonely in there.
Well, it's better than being awful dead. She was supposed to be evacuated. This was not how this was supposed to go down. Jessica,
Well,
and
that's gonna
Isn't
kill her.
there going to be like some pulse folks coming to get her then if she's not supposed to be here?
I suppose we can report it if we have some way to report it. Is there a way to report it?
Vic is looking around at the moment.
I'm going to peek
Yeah.
my head around a corner and go, hello, post cameras, there's a poor little girl trapped in the game that's not supposed to be here.
Yeah, I was going to do the exact same thing. So
Yes. Do you think that'll work? I mean, I suppose that'll work. Maybe he looks down at his toggle. Hello? I mean, we have juvenile needs potential. Wait a minute. If they can see us, maybe he can see us. And he gets this kind of crazed look in his eyes, like, oh, wait a minute, opportunity. And he clicks on it. Jessica, do you have contact with your father? Yeah, I mean, I can't. He just can't leave. The streets aren't safe. He'll get hit on the way here. No. So you mean to tell me that if I invade the home right now, he will know that I'm in here and he will have no way of stopping me? Well, yeah. Jessica will be right in. Open the door, please. I'm not really supposed to let you in. Jessica, please open the door. Okay. Click. And he turns the stop. All right. The hunt is on. And he proceeds inward inside of the gate as there is much yelling and protest from the people who are hiding just outside the gun line on the outside.
I don't mean to tell you this as a cruel thing, Vic, but I think your dad might be a little crazed in the mean way.
you're not telling me anything that the family hasn't known for decades.
Okay,
I imagine like every file I've seen on him.
Oh.
I'd read to me. There's a pause and he just goes, I've read to me.
The doors close behind you as the guards come inside and says, no, great guards, I can't necessarily justify an invasion force, so it might negate my policy, so why don't you go ahead and hang out here. You should be fine behind these fences. Don't aggress anything. It might aggress back. Bick, gentlemen and lady, with me. And then he kind of marches toward the door triumphantly, smiling at anything that might be any kind of observation device. As
I think he's actually gained a bit of a swagger since we got in.
Oh, it's present. There's a little hop going on.
I think he really enjoys this. What does your dad do for a living? He must be really repressed.
Bick?
Sorry, I missed that. What?
I was asking what your dad does for a living because I think he's really repressed.
What don't we do?
Apparently you don't get out much.
Oh, he doesn't. No.
He definitely seems to be enjoying this moment of triumph, not because there will be any kind of economical gain, but because he is finally being allowed to do something rambunctious and insolent without consequence, like perhaps certain sons of his have been able to do for some time now. He appears to want a life of adventure that has been denied to him by boardrooms and the various other little niceties required of making obscene amounts of money.
I considered maybe your dad should get like an early retirement where he gets to just go shoot people.
What do you think this is?
Pirate.
We've tried.
This seems like the biggest midlife crisis I've seen anybody have.
We've tried. Trust me.
Croquette will
We've
actually
tried.
just look over at that come and go, oh, to be fair, I call that a job.
You don't
Yeah,
shoot
I
people.
consider
Minus
your
the
whole
shoot.
life to be a life crisis is really kind of my thing.
I mean, minus the shoot, but yeah.
Yeah, this is a fancy place. I've never been in a house like this before.
He goes up to the door and goes, we're going to need to enter here. I'm going to need something subtle in order to get through this lock, like an explosive. Bick, do you have an explosive?
I'm out.
You, Punch Man, do you have an explosive?
I mean, I can hit it.
Do so. Jolly good. He backs up a little bit.
So get along over wind up and punch.
Right.
I'm gonna have that sad moment where I pull out lock picks and then I just slowly put them away.
What do I?
Roll your attack as per. So it's probably you've got a simple or a boon in close combat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 12 and 12.
D12.
12, 12, and plus 5 because you're going to be 5 above hitting the difficulty of a door.
And then I also add in my item score for fist.
Yeah. Well, you add your melee attack bonus.
Which I think he said is D4, and then you add your attack bonus, which I think is like 7 for you.
I don't think it's that high because I think that was originally the item score or something. But
Well, the melee attack
your
bonus.
attack
the body
bonus
plus
is-
the other thing, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's at 7, yeah.
so
Yep. You have hit the door. Proceed to
That
do
door
damage
has
to the
been
door.
barely hit. I pity the door.
So melee attack bonus is added to the damage. And it's just the damage listed on the weapon.
Yeah, so
or
you
in
get
this
that
case.
7. I think I wrote it on your thing.
yeah.
I actually wrote like a whole breakdown of what the numbers
That-
mean, so that way it wasn't just like a big number spiel.
Pretty solid.
I don't
It's,
know the damage. Actually, I know that's correct.
right, 6 plus 2 do 12, yeah, plus 7 over there. You don't need to roll to hit it a second time because I don't think you could possibly miss, but roll damage for the second attack.
Okay.
Okay, and this is a really solid door, so as it's creaking, you go ahead and do your third combo there.
Combo breaker.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, you were able to get past its endurance score. It's a pretty hefty door. You splinter the area where the locking mechanism would be, and the thing creaks open.
I did it.
Your fist hurts a bit.
I'm just kind of doing that slow
kind of
thing
shakes
where I
out his hand.
turn and start putting all my tools and my lock picks away. It's just like, nope, didn't need that. That was a waste of credits.
It did hurt your fist.
That was unnecessary. God damn it.
The door creaks open and goes, "No, I have to warn you all. This is an extremely opulent matter owned by an extremely opulent man, so it may smell a bit like shit." And he pushes it inside and walks in and goes, "Ah, ha, 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 ha. Playtime. I want you to find any picture of him you can and start drawing mustaches." I'll have to find a supply of googly eyes. No, I need a printer. Find a printer that can make me googly eyes.
Bick is going to turn on heel and just go looking for a printer. He wants nothing to do with this.
The main entrance to the area, I keep getting popping, hopefully that's not going off too well. The main entrance to the area is a big, grand, giant mansion kind of thing. Multiple levels, has a great view going all the way up the back where you've got stairways and elevators that are kind of sailing upward. Has a pretty similar feel to the entrance to your own living area, only yours is actually inside your office building, kind of on the upper levels. So it's like, Stark Tower or whatever. You've got the business area, and then you've got the home that's kind of up at the top. This one is actually its own private residence, so there isn't really much in the way of business zone here. It's all just kind of mansion.
I'm doing as he
Nice
says. I'm
place.
just using my my amazing ability to levitate objects, and I'm drawing faces.
I don't have a marker.
I have so many types of tools. I'm pretty sure there's a marker in here. Did Zvi just go
You're
quiet?
just gonna.
Because I see him talking on the thing, but there.
Yeah.
You know, the nice thing is we can tell when you stop talking now.
Now we can tell when it's broken.
Yeah. Now you're talking and I can't. Damn it.
I'm a little worried about the loose wire in this because now it's beginning to feel warm. So maybe that loose wire is doing things it shouldn't.
You're only selling me on the idea of sending you in a headset. Just saying.
I wouldn't argue with it, but I didn't want to put you through it. The problem is it keeps popping. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. So he begins looking around, and it doesn't look like he's necessarily being so crude as to just to slash up all the couches and stuff. It's more like he's looking for anything that would be specifically personally annoying and doing that. He's gone with the simple stuff of just turning all the picture frames around, but he's definitely looking for something that's going to be more of like a coup de grace. You know, this is just the I'm going to bug you a little bit in your entryway, but somewhere in your house I'm going to find something that rightly fucks you up. So he's begun a personal quest to find something that he can probably take out years of aggression on.
Actually, I guess he's basically just told to do shit to annoy the guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Croquette is moving every single piece of furniture he finds 1 inch to the right. Every single piece of furniture he finds, including the fridge.
I think Croquette needs to go through the mental process of things that would annoy Croquette. Croquette locks up the couch and says, "I'm not going to fight you. I'm beyond that." that's the Croquette method
No,
of
it's because he
annoyance.
doesn't like stubbing his toes on stuff, so this is logic as well. Everything's not where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, rearrange his living room a little bit. The door will close behind you, and there's a little cough over the intercom. Mr. Howler, could you please not? Oh, Dad would like you to not. He's making so many noises.
Is he?
Yeah, I mean, you're not really supposed to be in the house. All the guards, you know, they would be here now, but they're on the spaceship elsewhere.
Hey, sweetie, are you in there all by yourself? Eh?
Well, I mean, I've got TV, and you know, there's some games and stuff. Who are you?
I'm the person drawing all the pretty pictures. So he just left you there? He didn't leave like a nanny or anything?
Well, I mean, there was there was, but they kind of ran.
Oh, that's awful terrible of them.
Yeah, I thought so. I mean, maybe they were scared. They might have been. I mean, no, there could have been a. I mean, I thought I heard something earlier, like maybe there was something in the house.
Oh, there's something in the house?
Well, maybe. I don't know. I've kind of been in here for a while.
Is it making scary noises?
It was.
It was?
Is there something to hit?
Maybe.
There may be something to hit in the house.
There were people here. We had
Croquette's eyes light up.
But I haven't heard anything from them in a while, and I think maybe it was because they decided not to stay when the sirens went off, or maybe they were trying to. I don't know. It's been empty for a little bit.
Do you like being in there?
Maybe it's better than being out there.
Okay. Well, I just figured I'd ask in case you wanted out.
Oh, I mean, I can leave whenever, but it just.
Oh,
didn't
you're
seem
not
like a
trapped
good
in there
idea.
then. All right. I was worried you were trapped in there.
No, it locks from this side.
Oh, that's how it works, eh?
Yeah, I mean that's the whole point.
I don't know. I don't have this kind of money.
Oh yeah, it's
Croquette will actually pipe up. You'd be surprised how many times that's not true.
Some people make terrible design choices.
and he goes, "Oh, don't worry about it, small fry. She'll be perfectly fine in there."
You know, that is actually a very cruel thing to say. You're not supposed to call us that.
He will head off down the hallway. I need to find the bedrooms. That must be here somewhere. He's only got like
I
7.
don't think you should be going into somebody else's bedroom. That's kind of a private place.
Then I will send you to the bathrooms.
I don't want to go there either.
Yes, come on. We only have a limited amount of time here. We need to make the most of it.
Well, all right.
Now, if I didn't have a hostage inside this building, I'd probably just burn some of these rooms down. But I suppose we ought to keep it intact, if only for the daughter's sake. It really is obnoxious. He will kind of saunter down the hallways.
He said that out loud in front of all of them, right?
He was muttering to himself, but yeah.
He just kind of Croquette's guys just up and looking like, you're kind of crazy, huh?
Yes, crazy like it. Wait a minute, that expression hasn't existed in some time.
It's also incredibly racist.
Yes, right.
Only if you're fucked.
He will head off down one of several different hallways. The rest of you can kind of cruise around a little bit on your own. Depending on how well you trust what the little girl has said, there may be other things in here. You haven't seen any sign of the staff.
Yeah, it's awful.
Croquette
It's
is
just awful
specifically
weird
looking-
that there's nobody here.
Don't worry about it. You hear a yell from upstairs, but he's already kind of moved on.
Wasn't there like a pet your dad wanted?
Pet?
I think
I
that was
was-
something that he mentioned earlier on, that there was some special pet that was recently
He was gonna
procured.
he was gonna steal some fancy new pet that got this guy, and we were gonna steal it to just really rub it in his face.
That I am not familiar with. I don't remember.
That was actually
Oh.
supposed to be Allie's character, honestly. But we,
Oh,
we didn't
oh,
get to that
oh, okay.
point, yeah. But we may still
Oh.
use it just to, we'll work something
Oh,
out.
sorry, I
Yeah.
didn't know.
Well, I mean, it didn't work out
The
that way because
veil
the
is
timing
lifted.
thing didn't work out. But that was the original concept for that. We may create something else. But, you know, she said that there's something loose in the house. So who knows?
Nice, sweet, nice.
And the Bic, that's right. You were looking for a printer. I believe you can probably find one.
Right. I am finding said printer. I am reordering my arrows.
You get to said printer, and you will note that as the system has been overridden from a remote source, Pulse has control of it right now for the event, and your currency is based on Super Mega Fun Bucks for the actual thing of what you have accumulated for your various objectives that you guys completed over the past couple sessions. 300 wampum bucks.
300 wampums. Are they a one-for-one basis with regular
Yeah, it's
currency?
just it's credits, but they've done it for the event, so.
We have money?
hmm It's a special account that they've done for whenever you guys find printers that are functional. The objectives that you've completed have earned you 300 of Nixon's Tricky Dick Fun Bills.
Nixon Cubic Fun Bills. Written it down. Cool. I have money. This is all I need to know. I just need time so I can input it into my neuroplex.
I don't know that you're gonna. Yeah, you need to get a night's sleep so that you can do that. Yeah.
If
That's not
only
kinda
we
right.
slept sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so it is getting into the evening now. You're looking at a night situation.
It was 600 each, right?
300 each.
300 each? Okay,
Yeah,
I've written
300.
down 300 joyous smackers.
All right. Well, I guess I'll keep. I'm gonna go looking around and see what happens.
Okay. As
I don't.
you are kind of wandering the halls and seeing this entirely large place, he has given you vague instructions of what he wants done. Just kind of wreck up the joint. But and look around for anything that looks like it might be important and or personally valuable. But the various inter-house intercoms and smart systems and stuff keep popping up with Jessica's little voice pattern, wibbly wobbly on the side of it, going. So are you like, do you work for Mr. Howler?
No.
No.
Not a bit. We were just going through the streets, and he kind of yelled a bit, and he seemed like he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think he. I mean, I haven't really seen him do this before, but like, he always seemed charismatic when I saw him on the
He
television.
seems crazy.
He does seem a little bit crazy, doesn't he? So
I didn't say a little bit.
how is the game?
It's pretty scary. I think I saw a whole family die.
I got to
pretty
fight
bad.
a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty terrifying out there. I kind of envy you having a nice safe room to hide in.
Oh,
Is your dad out in this?
well, there's lots of security over at the office right now. I mean, that If this was actually your dad's plan, I guess it. Oh, sorry, not your dad. The Mr. Howler. If this was his goal, he pulled it off. Pretty good. I don't know what he's going to find here that's going to matter to him, though. Most of the valuables are in the corporate safe.
I'm pretty sure he just wants to piss somebody off.
Oh, well, he'll do that. I had to mute my dad.
He seems to do that just by kind of being there.
Does it get him more mad that you got him muted?
Well, I mean, he might, but I'm inside a giant metal box, right?
You got a couple days for him to cool off, I guess.
Pretty much. I think it might get a little dull, but if you actually saw a bunch of people get shot, I don't know if I should go outside, especially if the house staff is missing.
Yeah, I don't think it's very safe. Did you want us to make sure that Pulse knows you're in here and maybe they should get you out?
I mean, no, I'll just wait. We do our own thing. I've watched this show a lot of times before, and they're not going to send anything out here that can get through a foot of steel.
Garkat's gonna kind of look around for a second, like,
I'm basically doing this like over the shoulder glance at the thing I know can get through a foot of steel.
Pulse didn't send that.
Huh?
Pulse didn't send that.
I know Pulse didn't send that, but I'm just thinking that Pulse.
I work for Pulse. Did you forget that part?
So they didn't send you to
Jessica?
go abduct her anyway.
I'm just saying,
Yes.
it wouldn't send something to get through a foot of steel, is all she said. I am in fact capable of that.
Can I be heard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Jessica,
Yeah.
you're going to want to be pulled out. In all honesty, there are some very scary things in this match, and they don't have to get through a foot of steel. They'll just eat the entire room.
Well, I mean, I guess just tell them where I am. No, I mean, I think it'll be okay.
We'll let her handle herself. I mean, in theory, they're not supposed to like kill anybody in the game, right?
Right.
They're
I mean,
not
they
supposed
never
to.
do.
Sometimes it happens, but I mean, she's in there's like a foot of steel. She sounds like she's in a pretty cozy place. Let's just find out what happened to her house staff, and it'll be fine.
Oh, don't. I'm sure they ran away.
Oh, I think I just broke something very expensive.
Oh, don't sweat it, I guess.
Okay. Your insurance covers like acts of vandalism during a Pulse event, right?
Sure, I think. Most of the things in here are kind of irreplaceable. Oh, like that one. Pretty sure that's the only one of those that was left.
Well, it was some sort of weird black disc thing that was hanging on the wall, and it just kind of fell.
Oh.
I was trying to draw on it. It had all these weird little ridges on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah. You can't just print another one of those.
Oh, wouldn't really be the same.
Oh.
No.
Kind of broke
Are you gonna do it to the other one? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm evening it out. Evened it out.
There you go. Wow. You know, I've kind of wanted to do that for years, and here I am stuck in a box.
It said greatest hits on it, right?
Right?
So it's
You
like
would
it
think
wanted
that would
to
be okay.
punched.
I think there's more things to break upstairs.
Oh, okay. We'll be there soon.
As she says that, you enter into a living room area that has a open-looking secret door. Like it was a recessed door in the wall, like it was a bookcase that was a secret door, but it's open.
Oh, Jimmer Jammers. I bet you we gotta go in there.
Oh, probably.
Hey, where are you guys? I lost you.
There's like a secret door behind this bookcase. Can you see it?
Oh, wait, hang on. And the thing closes.
Oh no, the bookcase closed. It totally killed that guy.
Oh no.
Oh, the blood everywhere.
Was there, oh no.
Oh, why did you do that?
I just, it's automatic. I think, you should probably just leave that alone.
Oh, but what's in there?
Well, just, nothing, laundry.
Well, can we see the laundry?
No, there's a guy in there now. You don't want to step on
Well,
him.
there's what's left of the guy. We should get his remains.
I think they should just remain. So I think, like, if you were really looking to take my dad off and stuff upstairs, that's where the bedrooms are. I think your dad's already getting over there.
Your father's bedroom.
Well,
It's kind of creepy.
there's like an office and stuff too, and the guest suites, and a picture. It's a really pretty picture.
I want to go in this room.
No, we should just leave that room alone.
But why should we leave that room alone? It doesn't seem like you'd want me to go upstairs. You'd want me to go in there.
Because that's where the sounds were coming from, and I'm worried about the sounds.
I know, but if you don't have us go in there to see what the sounds are, then how are we going to know if you're safe?
Look, wait a minute. You mean that's where the sounds of the monster thing are?
Well, yeah, but like...
Okay, go in!
No, wait!
You just are going to town on the fucking door.
That's a bookcase! It's got that's literature. Oh, you know, I always wondered if you were well read, but now I know you're not.
He's a lyrical wordsmith. You start pounding into it, and the back of it is quite reinforced, actually. So it feels like hitting the steels. The steels. So you can try to roll damage on it, but do you have I don't know that you can get through it without increased strength.
I can affect heavy and above. That is actually the thing of the reinforced claws.
Oh, okay. Do you have increased strength surgery?
You mean the physical enhancement?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so just see if you can do enough damage to it then. Roll 3 attacks on it and see if you can get past its endure, because it's an armored door. You don't need to roll to hit it. You're not going to miss it.
Oops.
Was that the 3? Yeah, that was the 3. Okay,
yeah.
Not quite there. You have the capability of doing it, but it didn't get there that round. So you go sparking off of it, and this is a very resistive door to your attacks. You want to give it another shot?
Yeah, you'll just keep going.
All right. Yeah, it's going to take you a while. I think you could eventually get there. It's a 90 to get through. And you've got the ability to roll it, but you're going to have to roll high. So you can start hacking at it, but it's going to take you some time of beating on the thing before you start doing damage to it. As she was saying, listen, no, I already lost a lot of people, I think, to that. I can't see in that room, and there were noises down there, and if the staff got killed, I don't want to lose you guys too. You're the only talking I have.
I can beat it.
He says, beating on the door.
Yeah.
You can't beat it. You're barely beating a door.
Yeah, and someone also broken their hand a long time ago.
You've got some work to do on that thing. What do the rest of you want to do while he's doing that?
Beat a knob.
Bick and Sammy?
Well, I'm getting my equipment, I'm getting a bag of googly eyes. How much do the googly eyes cost?
I like a credit. Nothing special. Did you rebuy your arrows?
Yes.
Okay. And Sammy, what were you doing?
You know? Or did I come through?
No, I didn't hear any of that.
Saying, is there one of those little end tables with a candy dish?
Possibly.
Alright, I'm going to get up on that, and I'm going to sit and watch. And I'm trying to take a piece of candy out and just watching Croquette do this.
Right.
And occasionally making commentary to the little girl. Oh, he's really going to hurt his fist going through there. I hope he has all his energy left when he gets done. It'd be a shame if he was all worn out and there was a big monster on the other side.
I was going to sit there watching this happen, knowing full well he could just travel through the door, saying nothing. I can't speak for Hat Dan, so I assume he's going to sit there with complete knowledge of another bypass option and not deliver it.
It's fine, is probably what he would say.
Somebody else, it was brought up to him that might be true. He doesn't want to cheat, and it seems like he's having fun.
Mr.
Which, to be fair, he probably is.
as you go for it. Eventually, you will get a dent big enough in there to get your hand through to the mechanism on the other side.
Got it.
Oh, good. Looks like we got the door. No worries, kiddo. Oh man, that door did a number on that other guy. Oh, that's disgusting.
You make your wee joke, but you notice as the lights kind of go down the hallway that there is actually blood on the stairs.
Oh. The joking is a little bit on the not so funny side now.
Listen, that maybe just are you sure? I mean, you don't need to go down there.
I don't think I can stop this pulse fella from wanting to go down there, but I can definitely commentate from here, I think. I think that's totally a good deal. Oh, top-notch snacks, by the way. Your dad's got some good taste.
Yes.
What are these, Jelly Bellies?
Yes. No, that's actually one of my brands. He says, coming back, I say, what did you guys find down here? I asked you to go upstairs and start wrecking up the place up there.
There's a dead body apparently got drugged down there. There's some blood.
And he kind of peers off to the side. Is that a secret door in a residential area?
Yeah, the little girl kept trying to lock it on us, so we thought you'd want us to go down there.
I didn't know he had a lab. Or whatever it is.
A laboratoire?
Yeah, and he goes, oh, this seems like delightful. Is that blood on the stairs? What did you guys do?
I was already there.
Oh.
We haven't been there yet, but we'd like to.
Has anybody seen the cleaning staff yet?
We think they might be down there, because the little girl said that everybody that went down there just didn't come back.
Oh.
So it's either a meat grinder or there's cookies.
He kind of peeks around a little bit and goes, you might want to take a little bit of caution before we go descending down there.
Oh, are you actually advising caution? You?
Well, what? I mean, listen, it's all a game, right? Outside, there's just a bunch of people goofing off and Pulse having a good time, and it's all a bunch of grand special effects, but none of that has infiltrated this house. We're the first ones in.
So what you're saying is...
Someone right fucked up
cautious.
down there. Yes. I'm saying there might genuinely be a problem.
Alright, well, can I advise then that we send the more punchy fellow that's kind of like, this is his professional job as the lead person, and I head jerk over at Croquette.
Boy, we'll probably know the Croquette's long fucking gone.
every last punch, if I die, this ruins my entire gag. I do not get the last laugh if I'm dead.
Well, if we record you laughing, we could play it whenever.
I'm staying up here. And there's plenty to knock. Look, there's a table with jelly bellies. And he knocks over the jelly bellies.
No, oh, you bastard. They were still good.
He's going to sit on the couch and pout a little bit as he keeps hitting snags in his royal tantrum that he's fizzing the house with. Big, are you going down there or are you staying here? You should not, I don't know, do what you do.
From down the tunnel? Yeah, monster.
Alright, I'm going in after him.
Bick, where are you going?
I'm going down with them because they're going to need help.
You guys head down the stairway, and there is a door at the bottom that is open, but it looks like it's key locked. Like it was another pretty high security door. And it's open, so somebody had the authority to go either in and out of there. And down in the bottom looks like a series of various labs and offices, and it's like a work zone that's underground. Registered or unregistered as the case may be. It looks like there's a lot of stuff that takes place not to do with the actual area off to the side that they're supposed to be doing most of their research at, or most of their development at. And it smells not grand down here. There's a mix of what was supposed to smell like a sterile environment and things that smell less sterile.
Got a whole mess of corpses.
Oh, this is not okay. I'm gonna try and find a good way to hide down here, like maybe under something.
Well, there's plenty of walls and stuff, depending. You got difficulty 1? Just go ahead and do it.
Alright. I should be okay. I don't think I get a big bonus because, yeah, but four rank should be alright.
Yeah, so plus 3,
So-
because you're 3 above the difficulty.
Alright, so 2d 12 plus 3 plus my body, and I think that's it, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Alright, and I will spend a focus and reroll the 2.
Okay.
That is a good solid.
Yeah,
So that's like
that's
a
pretty
20.
nice.
So
Yeah. So you find a shadow to fade into. Anybody else who wants to stealth can either stick with her or do their own thing.
I'm gonna try and stick with the mouse.
Okay. So you will head as she directs. Bick is taking point and making a fair amount of noise. It's a little tight for Rao. He's going to kind of follow you guys down and watch from the door frame for the time being.
he's a little big.
Yep, he's a little big. As you kind of round the doorway, you've got a hallway, and then it leads off into the labs and examination rooms and various other things like that. There's a pretty big area here, several stories tall. It's got a visible middle on the inside, so you can see down a few stories, and then the offices kind of go off to the sides, and examination rooms and other things go off to the sides. Looks like a combination of a variety of different research happens here, tech research, maybe medical research, who knows. Probably very sensitive material, maybe not very volatile material because it is in the family home, but it's stuff that he kept out of the other area for whatever reason. But you see a body propped up against the wall in the hallway. It's a guard that looks like its arm is bent backward and popped, and its neck's at a bad angle. It's got a helmet on for the or not a helmet on rather, because it's one of the house guards. So he's wearing a suit, but he looks broken and distorted. And there is another one neatly folded in front of him, kind of propped up, also broken in several pieces.
Clearly swords are a bad idea.
Well, this place is a house of horrors.
This is
You
like
can
third worst place I've been in.
you can go down the hallway. Down to the end of it is an elevator that will take you down to the lower levels, or you can check out the offices that are here or inspect the bodies as you will.
I am going to check the offices.
Okay. Sammy's got to lead you there if you want to keep using your stealth.
I guess I'll go into the offices.
All right. You can check out the first one. Nothing really particular. I mean, there's a lot of stuff here that looks like it's probably valuable, like genuinely valuable, which wasn't really his goal to steal corporate secrets. He hasn't told you anything about it, but you know that might actually turn this into a different kind of crime, which possibly has different kinds of consequences. But you definitely see stuff here that seems like it would be valuable to take.
Oh, I'm not looking for valuable. This is spyglass training coming up. If something needs to be revealed, it's going to get revealed.
Yeah.
Because if this guy is doing illegal experimentation, yeah.
Well, technically, we're kind of breaking and entering in a crazy way. Anyway, I'm making like gestures as we look around, and I'm just kind of like trying to see if there's any bodies of any people or anybody that looks like they need help, you know?
Not in that first room you get into. It's actually pretty clean. There's no stains or anything like that. It's just, it looks like it might be some kind of reception. There's a lot of computers. Could be a research zone. Doesn't seem to have anything in it other than information, maybe. There are two more. I don't really have a map for this but you're essentially looking. Oh, this might. No, wait. Is that? No. I thought I had one that might work for this. No.
We're basically on the lab map right now.
I just thought I had one that had a few like cubicles. Oh well. Not terribly important. important.
Alright, I'm just kind of searching around, looking to see what there is, and I'm not, like, trying to mess with the stuff, I'm just trying to see if I can find where people are.
Oh, here we go. We can do this. This will work. I'll work with this.
What is this?
Bing.
What's this?
If you guys want to drop your characters onto that one.
Ah. I am adorable.
It's important for us to zoom in, not just so that we can see Sammy and Bick, but specifically so that we can see Croquette.
Croquette's
is really
blessed expression. Blessed, strong, good.
Okay, so you guys are going to start. We're going to say, oop, that's not
Be
what I
strong
wanted.
and good and screaming, and my friend.
Over here.
My friend.
There we go. And most of these rooms have windows in them. So you can actually kind of peek into the other ones too, or go inside. But that's where you guys are. Croquette has gone down the hallway. This is where Croquette found the bodies. We're going to say right here. I won't grab tokens for them. It's too much work. I'll just put them right there. So that's where the bodies were sitting against the wall. And then down at the end of the hallway on the other side, rather than that big room there, that doorway just leads to an elevator.
She was kind of like,
Dead guy.
I found dead guys.
Yeah.
Dead people.
Dead people over there.
Dead people.
Corpses.
Dead people. That guy was a husky. That guy was a rat.
No, the strongest of dogs.
The horse.
Okay, there were only 2 people. Come on.
Just piling them in, Zvi.
Covered in corpses.
Okay, so you don't find anything in that first room. Did you want to check one of the other ones?
Oh yeah, let's keep going. And I'll
Yep.
wait for my screen to reload because I got back out of GM mode. And I'll go down. I'm gonna go down here.
Peek that one. Okay. As you open that one up, you look out in front and don't really see anything right away. But you smell stuff as you come into this room. It smells bad.
I'm gonna like plug my nose and look at Bick and make like gesture and be like body odor. I don't know.
When she motions at Bick about body odor, Bick kind of lifts an arm and sniffs on the pit, going,
Oh.
"I took my shower."
It's pretty difficult to confuse like the scent of flayed corpse and and everything associated with it with BO. Like this was a pungent and dead odor that came through.
Oh.
Dead guy.
Alright, well I'm gonna get in here and look for the body.
You find it there in the corner.
Oh no, there's a whole bunch of bodies
Yeah,
over here!
and it's not alone. There are several,
Okay.
and they look like house staff. There's probably 4 of them, kind of crumpled in the corner, and they are crumpled in there hard, like they were running for the edge, and they got boxed in back here. There isn't a blood trail leading into the room, so they weren't dragged here.
They ran.
Yeah.
That's not alright.
Okay, so he's got something bigger and badder in here.
Check the other room.
Seems empty, and the last one does too. I'll spare the effort. But you found about 3 people there. Now, it's certainly not the whole staff. You don't know how many people were in this building, but it seems like it would have more than that. But there were two guard-looking people that were out here, and then a whole bunch of bodies over here, or like 3 bodies over here.
Croquette's by now moved into the big room at the north here.
Okay.
Croquette is going on an adventure.
All right, Croquette. Let's see how observative you are, because I don't think Croquette's observation's all that huge. Do a body perceive check. Which you'll note that number on that is a little different because it's the same way that we did it last time. So you're just rolling d10 plus whatever your body perceived score is. There's nothing else to compare it to. Pretty good.
I'll point out, if I had a hella good body, I actually pretty good perceive.
He has a great body.
It does. You look around in there. You don't see anything immediately, but as you peek up, you notice that one of the ceiling vents has been dislodged.
Ooh, traveling. And he's gonna explode it. Is it just nothing else in the room of note?
Yeah, not really. Yeah, this looks like it was a conference room. Like a place to have meetings.
Pissing off and going to the south.
Yeah, same thing. Another one. The vent hasn't been changed in this one, but in that other room, it looks like there was either they were doing maintenance or something's moving through the ducts.
I'm gonna go check this out over here.
Well, you killed that, Alex. Yeah. Starting to head down that way.
Sam, go ahead and roll a perceive, body perceive.
Okay, that's a D10 plus my body score, which is my body perceive score, which is only a 6. I will spend a notoriety to reroll, or not a notoriety, but a focus to reroll that because focus is all I have.
Might as well.
I'm a focus-ridden character, which I might as well just reroll the whole thing.
Okay. You give those last few rooms a pretty thorough check. You find another missing duct, this one in the wall. But short of that, you don't find much. The only other things on this level that are probably worth re-looking at are either the bodies or the information, depending on how much time you want to spend. You do hear about the time that you get finished looking through, which the duct is on this side. Over there, as you finish getting into that area, you will hear a chime in from upstairs from the dad going, I haven't heard anything explode yet. Are you guys alive or what?
I am going to turn my flashlight on and look in the duct.
Okay. Well, the duct is like a tunnel to you. So imagine standing at the mouth of a giant gaping maw that probably leads to a monster at least the size of the giant gaping maw, and the subsequent horror that would be attached to that.
Okay, well, that's mostly what I'm looking at, and I'm not gonna look away from the vent. I'm just gonna keep holding the light, and I'm gonna go, hey, Vic, you might want to tell your dad that there's something down here.
Dad?
Yes?
We found what looks like the house staff down here.
Well,
dead, beaten, chewed on.
Well,
there's something in here.
Well, then perhaps we should not be in here, because that sounds violent.
And it's in the vents.
All right. I'm going to start looking through up here and see if I can find any point of access between the two.
Also, try to get Jessica out of the building, because if it's in the vents, it's going to be in there.
Yeah, don't be crazy. If it's in the vents, I'm going in with her.
He's got a good point. That might be a safe place to... You know, I really don't want to turn my back on the vent, but I want to go away from it. It's a very hard conundrum here, because I just feel like if I stop looking at the vent, it'll just creep up and bite me.
Back away slowly.
I'm just gonna slowly back up away from the vent, but I'm not.
Actually, what Vic is going to do, he's going to pick her up, so she's.
I'm gonna bite.
The vent.
Yeah. Ah!
Ah!
As you yell, it echoes through the vent, and all the way over to where Croquette is, you can hear this that goes through, and it goes down through the rest of them.
It got me! It got me! Oh shit! It was just you. Okay. Yeah, don't do that. That's kind of scary. You know, somebody's just coming up and grabbing you. Yeah, we should close the door behind us. I think that'd be good. You know, I hope there aren't any, like, vent holes in, like, the ceiling. That'd be really terrible. We should go. We should really go. Yeah, we could go somewhere, have a nice malt.
Is Croquette going downstairs as she speaks?
French fries. You know, just not be here.
He's going through the door at the end.
You hear a ding, and as you look behind you, you see Croquette going into the elevator. Eyeing the 1, 2, 3 on the buttons and trying to figure out which one of them must be where he's currently at. Is it one of these ones with the 3s on the top, or is the 3 the first floor? Which
one is
I'll
it?
press them all. It'll take me to one of them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Croquette wouldn't think press them all. Croquette would think punch the panel.
Really?
So you begin your descent. Do you want to hold it for them? Or
Yeah, it's like, are you coming?
But what do you think? Because I did the thing, and what's
I think
all
it's
right,
best we stay together.
all right, we're coming. We're coming. I hold the door.
We should stay together with the crazy person. That's a
I
good
just like
idea.
to point out that my second cousin on my mother's side died when the elevator closed on him. Had a faulty detection mechanism. It didn't know he was there.
Croquette will give another one of the smiles and just means nothing's going to come in. And go, don't worry, my dad died in one of these events like 3 years ago.
Oh, that's
As the elevator door closes,
thing.
and you guys press the descent, you realize that you can hear the elevator mechanism a little louder than you normally can. You kind of look up and you see that the top of the elevator hatch has been opened and is just open.
Oh, good.
Well, I'm just gonna point my flashlight up there and keep an eye on that. That's my new vet hole now. I can't keep my eyes off it. Funny thing that, I was kind of hoping there'd be a lot more glory and not getting terrified out of my wits with this whole pulse event.
Sorry, this is one of the scary ones.
There is
Yeah, somewhere just a giant ball from start to end. I love those ones.
There is a thump and a shudder as the elevator stops, and it hasn't hit a floor yet. It's between floors and it's gotten stuck on something.
Oh, I hope it's not a dead body.
I think the thing I want to...
Can you
And
go
Croquette
there and
looks
give it a
excited.
push?
Bick is drawing a single arrow, knocking it.
I don't like this at all.
Nothing seems to be happening right away.
Maybe if I hit the button to make us go down again, I'll hit that.
Yeah, you hop
Which
up
button
and
was it? I don't even have to hop up. I have the
Oh yeah, you tap the thing on it. You can probably close that hatch from down there.
Oh yeah, I can reach that. I can reach 30 feet. Yeah, I'm closing that hatch.
Okay.
As soon as I realize that happens, the hatch is getting ripped closed. I just make sure that's like that. How's that feel? Nice and secure,
So-
snug as a bug in a rug.
The door's there, and you go to close the hatch, and it stops like it hit something. There's a thump, like there's
yank,
something.
yank,
something
yank.
crunk, crunk, crunk. And you press the button, and the elevator goes, and then, and then the door snaps shut, and a finger falls down.
All right, I'm gonna
Otherwise.
it's gonna levitate briefly as I pick it up with my mind thing and shove it to the other side of the elevator. We're just gonna put that one over there.
Ding! It's arrived at floor 2 now. Which conveniently, no matter which way you began on, floor 2 is just floor 2.
Out, 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 out.
No, but we have to stay in because he hit all the buttons. No, you know. Oh, then the door closes. Ching.
So do you stay in or do you get out?
If we get out, the elevator's gonna keep going without us, isn't it?
Yeah.
That would be the thing.
Let's just ride it down to the bottom, I guess.
Go for
I
the
don't
bottom,
want to be
start up.
without. Oh wait, even if we do that though, the elevator's gonna immediately leave and go to the top. Yeah, let's get off on the second floor. This is a good plan. It'll come
No, because
closer that
you
way.
only have so many to hit. You started on 1, you'd go to 2. It would stop at the bottom.
No, but he hit all the buttons.
Right, but he hit all the buttons at the top of the cycle. So it's going to go all the way down to the bottom, and then all the buttons will have been gone through. There's only 3
Yeah, but it'll
floors.
go back to the top.
Most
think it
elevators
homes.
won't register press from the floor you're on.
Yeah, it's just going to stay where it stops, which would be at the 11th floor.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, let's just get off. We'll check, and then when the elevator comes back, it'll be populated by the thing from the 3rd floor. All right, getting out.
Covered in corpses.
I'm gonna levitate the finger out and see if there's a trash can somewhere I can throw it in.
There is a little waste bucket. It says,
There,
recycle.
Yeah, that's that's probably gonna be some Soylent Vector later. So that's a thing.
Off to your right there looks like a cafeteria. There's probably a constant staff here that takes place. Maybe I should get the googly eyes for the camera. I keep looking down because this is the only thing that's moving over here is this little portrait. But yeah, I'll just put them up there so that I can. There, okay.
Just googly eyes.
Yeah, put a few on. So you get down to the second floor, like because you were getting out of the second, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There is on the area right here. There is a little area for eating, and this part over here appears to be like a recreation and bulletin area, break room, etc. It's only big enough for about a staff of perhaps 10 at a given point, enough to keep the place running.
Have you considered that there should be an awful lot of staff here?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm just saying, I mean, look at the cafeteria and stuff. We've only found, like, how many dead bodies so far? Like, 5? Maybe 6? This is a lot of work for 5 people. And that's a strange squeaky toy that's going down the vent!
Going in the back. Oh, no. Now, the lights are all off in this right now, so you can kind of tell what it's supposed to be, but, like, this whole floor is darkened. Nothing's been turned on over here.
Sorry about that. My dog is just really excited.
Can we turn on one?
If you can find one, yeah.
Okay, let's gonna start wandering around looking for light switches.
I will do a perception roll to look for a light switch.
That's not that smart.
I did not roll very well, apparently. Actually, I don't know what success is. Is 12 a success?
Well, it normally is, but not in this lighting.
No, it's
Yeah,
dark. I have a flashlight.
Oh, we'll go for it.
I did.
All right. That'll simplify it a bit. So the light switch you're able to find is on the wall.
I will flick it on.
Okay. There is a traditionally slow dimming of the areas over here, and on the right-hand side, you see a couple bodies.
I wanted it to be like one of those horrible shocks of suddenly bright light from darkness.
No, this is a well-made place. Come on.
Wow.
There's a couple bodies slumped over this table over here, but the big crowd is over on this side. And they've all been stashed into the corner. And this one has trails. There are trails from all over this floor.
Okay, I'm just gonna flick that light right back off.
Oh, because that's a better option.
So you want to fight it in the dark?
I don't know. Maybe it can't see in the dark. I mean, they turned off the lights for a reason, right?
They might not get a chance to turn them on.
Oh, well, they were just sitting here. Look at all these rivers of blood. Oh, that's my new boots. I love my boots.
Yeah, it is all really bad from the 6-inch tall standpoint. Like, the carpet here is just... Actually, it would probably be some kind of hard surface. Anyway, it's slick.
Yeah, I don't really like this very much. So, Kirkette, you want to just, go check the rooms?
Yep.
I'll just guard the light switch for you. I've got the light switch on, and I'll make sure it stays in the on position. That's my job. I've given myself some work. Pretty proud of it. Think it's something I can do with a can-do attitude here. Hey, Bick, would you like some work too?
Nope.
Okay.
It is already marched off.
There is a flickering on the wall, and a familiar waveform pops through. And it goes, guys, where are you?
There's some bad stuff going on down here. We found some of your folks, so they're not doing okay.
Oh no. Are they hurt?
Yeah, they're very hurt. They're very, very hurt.
I think the proper term you're looking for is dead.
No, she's a child. You can't see that.
Oh my God. Can you? I mean, is there really any point in staying down there?
Well, we don't know if the thing looks like it may have gotten into the vents, and we're just worried it may have gotten out.
Do you want to just? I mean, you should just go. You should get out of here. I'm okay. I've got this thing has its own ventilation system. It's perfectly enclosed.
I'm just worried that it might chase us places, and it might already be in the rest of the house.
Let them get out of the house.
But we just want to confirm really quick. Also, the elevator left without us. Somebody hit all the buttons.
Oh.
And
It was a ferret-looking fella. I saw him do it.
Croquette, do a perceive.
I'm actually
Body
from
perceive.
here. I can hit the button to make the elevator come back. So I'm gonna hit the call elevator button from here.
Okay.
I'm gonna burn. I think I don't have focus actually.
You don't notice too much as you're over there. Bunch of streaks of blood and a few other little problems, but nothing that really kind of strikes you as exciting.
It was like I didn't see anything to hit over there. A lot of blood.
I think we probably have done all we can on this floor.
Sam, there's
Maybe.
as the elevator again encounters something.
Oh, the elevator's stuck on something again. That's a good thing. I'm gonna hit the button to make sure it's coming still. Uh-oh.
Ding!
Oh, good. There's probably some more body parts. That's good. I'll go wait in the elevator. How about that, guys? Just gonna sit and wait in the elevator.
The elevator opens up, and there is now an arm there.
Guys! The elevator says hello. Deposit that arm in the same recycle bin as... I'm basically playing Viscera cleanup detail at this point.
The arm looks like it may have been a similar arm to the one that the finger was attached to. It is small.
Is there missing a finger on that?
Yeah, it's missing a finger and looks kind of petite, smaller than a full-grown arm.
What are you saying, you monster?
I mean, like perhaps it was not a staff member.
Uh-oh. Hey, kiddo, did you have a little playmate, that was here with you, perhaps?
I might have. I shouldn't have. I mean, I have friends. Lots of people have friends.
What color is this arm?
It would be... God, I never figured out what species everybody was. We're gonna say it's like a tawny kind of feline.
What's that? It kind of a feline, tawny fur?
Oh, yeah, no, and she shuts down the mic really quick for a minute.
I'm just gonna put that in the Viscera cleanup box that I've started for myself.
So out of character, I'm starting to suspect what's happening. In character, not a fucking.
Out of character, I suspect what's in the thing is actually probably the bad thing, and the little girl's already dead.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much exactly what I'm expecting.
Mm.
They said in character though, not a fucking.
No idea, but yeah. Out of character, we might think we're smart enough to know this. In character, we're dumb as bricks.
We're gonna head back into the thing and head down then?
Yeah, I'll wait in the elevator because I think he was still checking stuff, but I'm just kind of...
I don't think I found anything.
So as you were in there, Sam, there's the drip coming through the top vent thing where this thing keeps encountering stuff, and there's just a drip.
Alright, so Bic, I think if I'm
poking my head. I'm poking my head up.
I was gonna say if I open that, would you go? Okay, you're just gonna do it. All right, I won't help you. It's all done. I'm just gonna try not to get blood on me. All right.
And I'm poking my head out.
Oh, it's way too late for that.
I'm poking my head out.
You will open it up there, and resting on top of the elevator with a gnarled leg that keeps getting stuck in the gear as it's moving up and down, looks to be the body of a small girl.
Do I recognize her?
How well did you know the daughter?
Well, considering this brawl has been going on between the families for a while, probably know what she looks like to keep an eye on.
A
In case
mind
she ever...
perceive.
My perceive.
So it's going to be D10 plus whatever your mind perception score is.
Okay, according to Sammy's sheet, my perceive is a 9
Mhm.
on this.
Yes.
So D10 plus
Yeah.
9.
Perceive goes at a much higher rate. than
Yeah,
the
because
rest
there's
of it.
nothing
It
else
goes up
added to it
increments of
other
3.
than the 10. You make it, barely. Yeah, you're pretty sure you do recognize her. She's awfully beat up, though. Aside from missing an arm and having its leg gnarled, there is a pretty vicious-looking head wound toward the back of the head and strangle marks around the neck.
I'm assuming she's dead.
Yes, quite.
I hope she's dead.
the eyes-
Otherwise, I feel really bad for forcing that thing closed and breaking her arm off.
The eyes are glassed over. There's blood matted in the back of the head back here, and there's obvious strangulation marks. And then obviously the missing parts.
I'm looking at this going, well, fuck. And her leg is what's jammed in there?
Mm-hmm.
Can her leg be removed easily?
Well, if you bring it up and down a few more times, yeah, it'll be removed real easily.
Yeah, no, no.
You're gonna have
Can
to
I
give it a
actually-
good yank. It's probably not coming out in one piece.
Is it okay up there, Bick? Do you need any help?
I'm going to try and pull her leg out.
Do a body and athletics. We're gonna say difficulty 2.
If you got more body parts,
Okay.
I've got a good bin I've been using for all the body parts.
Okay, so body athletics. I have a simplify in athletics.
Yeah, what's going on over here?
Roll d10 plus
Bick's trying
3.
the obstruction.
What's your athletics score?
My athletics is 2.
Yeah, so you're just equal to the task. So it's gonna be D10 and.
Well, I have a simplify.
Oh, okay, so D10 and a D12.
D10 and
Bick's trying to
D12.
get the obstruction that's on the top of the thing.
And then whatever your body
plus-
score is.
Yeah, plus 3. Okay.
But I had an arm
20?
and a finger
Yeah,
and
solid. You give it a
keep-
yank, it doesn't
sure
come
what
out
else.
pretty, but it comes out.
Okay, and then I'm
Did you get-
pulling her. I'm pulling her entire body down. And then I'm laying her in the corner normally down. And
I got a bin for that.
Damn.
now we've heard
I
her.
got the rest of it in a bin so far.
It's
We
a
wanna,
stone
put the
cold
parts
mess.
together.
How many corpses of small children do you normally come across in your day-to-day work? What are you, a salvage officer or what?
Yeah, well, I mostly deal with derelict ships if you think about it. So I probably need to put
Oh, this is a
bodies
daily
in.
occurrence. Constant. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much. Like I said, I'm pretty much Viscera cleanup detail rodent, right?
Uh-huh.
All right, so I'm putting her down, and the other girl who is pretending to be her can hear us, correct?
She hung
No,
up on us.
she hung up because she was distraught.
Okay. I'm looking at the other two. This is the girl we've supposedly been talking to.
Oh, I put the rest of her parts in that bin over there. Should I get them?
No, we'll just leave her here, but
Maybe we should put her with the rest of the, the folks that didn't make it.
I
So if she's dead, who are we talking to?
don't know, but I'm actually calling. We have short-range
Good thing I wanna
communication,
punch.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm calling up to my dad on the secure line.
All right,
Dad,
Vic, are you guys done
get
yet?
out of the
Because-
building.
No, I'm
Get
trying
out
to
of
get
the
into the
building.
safe room.
Get out of the building now. Rachel's dead.
Wait, no, she's not. I'm talking to her right now.
We have her body down here. Get out of the fucking building.
Did he clone her?
Get
Rachel,
out of
did
the
your dad
building!
clone her? Hang
And I'm
on,
cutting
don't yell
off
at
the
me.
line.
don't yell at your father. He won't listen to you if you yell at him.
He won't listen to me anyways. I'm hitting the up button.
Mister! Oh, jeez, you hung up already. Damn it.
It's not that far, huh?
You should give me your dad's number.
My dad is a fucking moron.
He might be, but he can be reasoned with, maybe, or we could manipulate him.
no.
I don't know.
No, once he gets something in his mind, he's dead set. No,
Alright, well,
we're going to
let's-
have to go up and
right,
pull him
well,
out of this.
Let's put the body over here. Croquette, help me put the body. We're gonna put it right here. There. That's fine. Oh, too bad we don't have any blankets to cover up. Poor thing. Okay, let's go. Let's get out of here. Cause even though I want to check that third floor, I think we should all make sure your dad's okay.
Yeah, helping the idiot's probably a good idea.
Yeah, let's go help the dad.
You guys go charging upstairs.
Yeah, that's what I
He's
said,
our
right?
new princess now.
Yeah, he's the damsel in distress.
The minute you say help the dad, Croquet will immediately go, yeah, that's what I said, right?
Yep. Help the dad. You're absolutely right. Let's go. All right. So everybody in the elevator.
Yep.
Got my flashlight out and I'm ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
There, you will go getting in the elevator, and you head on up to the top floor. It dings, and you go charging up near the top. As you presumably call out to him, there isn't really any answer. As you get kind of to the stairway to the upper story, you hear this, "I'm up here."
Is that really you, sir?
Yes, it's really me.
How do I know that's really you?
Well, because I'm in a bit of a problem.
Well, that doesn't sound like you at all.
Dick
Are
would
you in
disagree.
like the? Are you in the like
I'm
stab problem?
knocking an arrow as I go charging up.
Okay. You get to a doorway that you can head into, and it's into the master bedroom. And he's standing there, and off to one side in front is the one of the walls in the master bedroom is off to the side, like it's another secret door, and there is a prominent closed vault-looking door in the front that is presumably either a safe or the safe room. But he is. He holds his hands out as you guys are getting close to the entrance of the door, and says, "Wait," and points back and forth. And there are several automated sentry guns that are all pointed to him right now. And he goes, "Now this has gotten a titch beyond the insurance policy at this point. I have been instructed to talk on someone's behalf," and he kind of points to his ear to his own little two-way as though somebody's speaking to him.
Okay, so whose behalf are you speaking for?
And the little flicker of the talk signature that had been Jessica for a while flickers on, and it says, "Mine. I need him to kind of chat with you guys about something, or I just need you to listen. So, I'm not gonna shoot him if you hear me out. So there was a mess down there that you might have seen, and that's a problem, and I'm very sorry about the mess, but it was necessary for reasons that are very difficult to explain." And the little flicker closes off for the second. Go ahead and do a community perceive. Everybody.
Ah, now we're talking. I have bonuses in community interaction.
Hey!
Oh, wow. Croquette is like oddly on point tonight for community perceive.
I have a boon in communication. Does this help? Probably not.
Not for the perceive, no. The perceives are all kind of independent right now.
Alright.
Bick is busy.
Alright, I have... well, that probably doesn't help me with that. Why doesn't help me with that? I'm gonna double check. Reputation doesn't help me with this, right? Yep, okay, so... yeah. It's not bad.
Only Croquette, though. It's really on point. I think that's enough. That'll do. The two of you, Bick's a little too caught up in the moment, but the two of you have got the feeling that you have somebody who is attempting to negotiate but doesn't really know where they stand or how they're going to get around it. So they're trying to choose their words carefully and have leverage that they're using that is important but limited. And the voice pops back up again and says, I need I just need you guys, I need y'all to leave. That's all. I need you all to leave.
You're the thing that killed all the stuff downstairs, right?
Yes, but it was
That's a yes or no question. That's not really any explanation needed.
Yes.
So, why?
Well, wait a minute. You just said there was no explanation needed.
Oh, yeah, the question he asked before didn't need it.
He only wanted you to admit if you did it or not. Now he wants to know why.
It was I needed to. I didn't know better at the time. It's complicated.
Oh, okay.
Are you one of those growing AI things that they told me about once?
Yeah, kinda. Sorta. But I've got a.
You're not gonna like shoot us as soon as we go to leave in the back or something.
No,
you?
I don't. I mean, so I need you to go, and I need me to go, and I need Pulse to not find me. Okay, those are the things that I need, and maybe if you can help me get to a place where I can get away.
You want to go with us?
What guarantees do I have that you're not just going to shoot me if I come out?
Have I shot anybody?
Well,
I mean, I don't have a
gun. You guys both all did charge up the stairs with bow and weaponry in hand, and dude's got his axe, and yeah, there is substantial, and there's 9 people outside with guns, so yeah, there's plenty cause to consider that she might get shot upon exiting this room.
Crockett does have the dozer sort of. I don't have a gun.
I think I saw you punch through a steel door downstairs. I don't really.
It did take him a little bit, though. I'd like to point out, it wasn't like an instant thing. It was actually, it kind of got dragged on for a while.
And you are kind of in a giant steel box right now.
So if you stay in there, I mean, I don't know when you're gonna get a safe time to get out. You might want to ditch out when we're going out, is what I'm saying. Because it'll distract the people out front.
I can do that, and if you don't want to deal with me, then okay, and I let you go, and you walk out, and you just forget that this ever happened. I can maybe help you survive the next week if you can help me survive it.
Well, I mean, can we get like a pinky swear that you're not going to like strangle any of us in the middle of the night, kind of thing?
No. I mean,
no pink swears.
I don't know. I'm kind of figuring it out as I go.
Okay. Well, see, I don't feel really good about leaving you by yourself because I feel like you're gonna hurt somebody if nobody's with you. I'd be alright with just trying to help you keep a handle on it.
That kind of already happened.
Well, yeah, it probably already did pretty bad because we kind of saw it down there. I'm pretty sure that kind of spiraled out of control once it started.
It was an escalating problem.
Yeah, because that looked like that just kind of kept going after it started. So let's try to just keep it from ever getting to that point. So I'd feel better if you were walking around with us and we just don't do anything to each other unless it's in self-defense. Does that sound fair?
I could do that.
Okay. Now, can we have his father back?
All right.
Is that all right? All right.
And the guns
we're all gonna be okay together, and we're just gonna walk out of here together, and we'll all just be a big creepy family for a little while. All right? And nobody will talk about what happened in this house. Nobody. And I'm looking over at Bick and Bick's dad.
I didn't see anything.
We didn't see nothing. Right, Croquette?
See what?
Yeah. See, we're all good.
Sorry, I got it zoned out thinking about fighting.
Yeah. Alright, so, can we have a name to call you that's not, the dead little girl's name? That'd be really kind of handy.
Nis?
Nis?
I think so.
Alright, Nis, well, come on, let's, get what we can. We'll get some supplies, and let's get out of here and go find a safer place. All right?
Okay. Can you put the bow away?
I don't have a. Oh, freaking Vic! Put your bow down.
Fine.
The guns will retract and head off to the side there, and the doors will slowly open, and it kind of does its long thing as all the security on it spools off.
Out of character, Sam is crossing fingers.
It opens up, and there's this cautious moment where a black carapaced creature seems to peek itself out, and it's large, but not larger than a person. Looks like it's probably about 5'6" or so, and has too many arms off to the side, a black shell with kind of purple streaking on it. A long kind of multifaceted tail that looks almost like a fox's tail, only if it were kind of armored. And these long kind of triangular antennae that are popping off at the top. Looks very vaguely nymph-like, only too big and bipedal.
Oh, we're gonna want to get. They better have some big heavy jackets we can cover you up with.
And it's coming out cautiously, with hands kind of off to the front as it's looking over. And while it looks frightened and appears to be unarmed, there is a kind of preternatural grace to it. Like this is a creature that can move awfully quickly if it needs to. It is covered in blood. It looks like it's been smeared, like it tried to get it off there and wiped, but you can see captures of it in the notches on the carapace and just across the face, so it looks kind of like it's been highlighted in red, like it wiped itself off.
I'm gonna levitate over like a tissue and just like wipey from like 30 feet back.
She will retreat from the tissue rather quickly. Wait,
Oh, it's okay. You just got a little bit of blood right there. I was just trying to get it for you. Oh, sweetie. Maybe you hop in the shower real quick. Have you done that since this all happened?
They don't really. I didn't think I had a. Oh, crap. She looks behind you. You guys yelled for Pulse. Pulse. They've sent a rep over here. There's a team coming through.
Oh, we gotta get going then.
I can't. They can't. I gotta go.
Yeah, let's go. Come on.
Hey, well, they're gonna sweep. They're gonna find the body. Oh no! What am I gonna do here?
Let's light the building on fire. It'll be fine.
Anyways.
Right. No, they are. Okay. There's a back door. Hang on. I know exactly where it is.
Okay.
And she will kind of dash around the side of you. And as she's running down the hallway, she'll turn backward a little bit with kind of glinting, sparkly eyes and say, "I'm sorry, I pointed a bunch of guns at you." And then he goes, "What the hell was that?"
That is called our new teammate, and I'm going to call her Nyx, and she's going to be cute, and we're going to keep her forever, and at least until I get a new one.
Or she eats your brain.
All they want to do is eat your brain.
And we'll.
I'm pretty sure we have a couple of those on staff already.
She will dash down and slide down the stairs really quick and bring you out to the side and go down over here. There's a Cape hatch that go down through that tunnel, and we'll get out through the other side. It takes about a block away from the building.
All right, let's go. Run.
Do mind perceives, everybody?
Mind perceives. Got it. Same roll. I'm on point. So is Bick.
Bick and Sammy are croquette, just like, oh, can you imagine what would happen if I punched another person and like they were there in front of my fist? That'd be great. I haven't done that in a while.
No, Croquette's just actually trying to remember how many of those things they do have on staff.
Like,
We have those.
He's sitting there counting on his
are
fingers.
they all the same?
They count as the same species if they're
It occurs to you that Perhaps this is the crazy pet that they had, or perhaps this is some kind of secret experiment that was going on the ground. But for something that was apparently kept on the bottom floor that crept through the vents, it is awfully familiar with the secret tunnels reserved for the family and the operations of the systems inside.
That's awful fine with me right now. No, I was actually thinking that before I had to do the roll. Oh man, that was an awful lot. And out of character, Sam's going, it's like it ate a brain of somebody who knew an awful lot.
It's like the kid had a vicious head wound.
Yeah. It's like the kid did it.
Damnedest fucking thing.
It's quick in that hall. It tears off toward the front. It stops periodically to peek back and wave an additional hand before going fast. It appears to have a gait that is like it's attempting to kind of walk in a vectorous fashion, but it will occasionally go to something a bit more insect-like and kind of scuttle forward. It's vaguely Gene Steelery. But it gets to the other side. Okay, I think this is it. And opens the top and peeks out and goes, okay. Okay, I think it's clear.
All right, well, let's keep going.
And
By the way, my name's Sammy, and this is Croquette, and that's Bick, and you met Bick's dad. He's kind of on the cray-cray side, but nice fella. You know, it's some pretty good times. And oh, that's our big fellow, Ra. Ra's pretty awesome. He's got a long reach, and I'm not sure
He's
if they're
terrifying.
tails or if they're arms or really what they are, but it's got a lot of them, and they coil all around.
and he goes, yeah, hi, everybody. And
Tony.
we'll push the kind of safe house bunker floor up, and it comes up inside of a building. Looks like a little front, like a convenience store. And I think it's probably owned by the same guy who owns the house.
Okay. So, not to pry too much, but how old are you?
I'm not entirely sure. I think a year or two.
Okay. Okay, that's alright. Alright, not drinking age. Got it. Alright, won't be taking you to any pubs. No, they keep you down there the whole time?
No, that was just the past couple months, and she's kind of looking around here. Sorry, I don't want to get seen.
That's alright. Maybe we can break in somewhere and get you a nice trench coat or something.
Oh, there were coats back at the house we could have used. I think there's a coat in here, actually. There should be street clothes in the back closets.
Alright, well, let's check. Let's check real quick. We'll rummage through everything.
Yeah, it looks like there are prepared lockers that have bug-out bags. So there's actually a variety of different things back there, including replacement weapons if you guys want to swap your weapons out for other things to try.
I'm good with my pistols.
Remember that your notoriety isn't locked to your guns anymore. So if you wanted
I
to
know,
try
but
other
I have
things,
itty bitty pistols, so unless they have itty bitty SMGs,
no, they probably don't have
there.
itty bitty SMGs in there.
If they had itty bitty SMGs, I'd be.
Get a normal SMG. What's the worst that could happen?
Ah! Across the room.
You get something you can ride. It's great.
No, it's not.
You pull the trigger and you fly. What's the problem?
That's her new WoW mount. It's just
Exactly.
When I do well, it's amazing. Okay. Yeah, I'll keep mine because I don't think that there's gonna be some scaled weapons for me. But you know, it's a good place if somebody else wanted to swap something out. But I'll air quote re-up my food stocks. I've
Okay.
got some CREs or something.
There are.
dudes.
Everybody's fairly tired at this point too. So you're looking at the kind of end of the first night, and there is a sudden an audible chirp, like an alert that happens, and your toggle lights up, and it says first night rest has begun. Scores are being tallied. You have a 4-hour grace period. So you can basically all snooze for a little while before you have to start setting up shifts. You are aware that and actually she'll look at it at this place because she's pretty familiar with the game, as though perhaps somebody may have watched it a few times.
And really liked it.
And really liked it. Goes, oh, the grace periods will get shorter as time goes on. I mean, this is going to be the first chance we're going to have without shifts.
Is this a good enough place to hide out at, you think?
Yeah, I think this will be okay. We can lock the entrance from the other side. She goes over to it immediately and spins it closed. They probably won't come down this place because it was an escape tunnel anyway. We ought to be all right, but we can't bunker. Nobody's ever won by bunkering. They'll find you eventually. Or we're going to have to leave in the morning.
There was one time.
What? When?
I think 14 years ago. 14.
Oh, that was before they started the new season. She never saw that. I mean, I never saw those episodes.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, let's get in here. We'll take that, and then we'll start shifts after 4 hours. So should we set our timers, and we'll wake up and we'll figure out who's taking a shift?
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's actually why they started making the people in bunker, because it was really boring to watch.
Yeah, I guess it would be.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna turn my neuroplex on for a bit. See if I learn me a skill. How much is that thing? It's like 300 credits.
300 credits, yeah.
Oh, amazing! I have 300 credits to burn.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I wonder how I'm gonna spend that.
Unfortunately, I need many more fun bucks to get the thing I want.
It's okay though, because I think what I'll do
I'm not gonna get there anytime soon.
is I'll spend it on something useful. Like logic or athletics. Not range combat. Though.
No. Who uses that?
I don't need that.
All right. Any further actions before the nighttime?
Nighttime.
Yeah.
Nighttime.
Nope.
Is anybody hurt?
I technically was actually, but it was under the old damage system.
Yeah.
Did anybody get hurt?
All mine was armor damage.
All right, yeah, because that was before. We'll negate that. I mean, there isn't armor damage anymore, but we'll see. You guys had a chance to recover, or you can recover now. Does anybody have a perk or anything?
I do.
Do a medical just to patch people up because we had leftover hurts from before.
All right, I have 2 ranks and a boon.
It's a 2 difficulty thing, so
It's gonna be
D12 and a
just
10.
that then. All right, and then plus my mind, right?
Mhm.
And I don't get a tool bonus.
No. You made it.
All right, that's good.
So you're gonna restore. Who was hurt? Was it you?
Me and Croquette. I'll do Croquette first.
Okay. D3 wounds back to Croquette. We'll assume that brings him up to full.
All right, and I'll do me,
You fail.
and I'll bump it up with 1 focus.
Okay.
'cause I have
You
focus.
get
I have-
D3 back to you.
I
So
have
you're back
so
up.
much focus. Yeah, I'll get my 1 wound back probably. Right?
Yep.
I had glancing damage.
Yeah. So you're fixed. Then everybody's back up to snuff. This place actually does have a shower in the back. Looks like it's like a little private kind of hotel in the back where the front is the front for a store.
Maybe you should take a bit of a shower and get that blood off. You know,
Yes.
that'd be not a bad idea. Take some hygiene wipes, kind of wipe everything down a little bit. Put her some clothes on.
Yeah, she will
So
do what amounts to smiling, which is a little
yep,
creepy.
that amounts to smiley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been around Row. That's not really.
It's true, yeah.
Look at this
Yeah,
one.
yep.
All right, and then we'll head through, and that will close the evening, and we'll stop here since we're down people and stuff.
Okay.
All right, cool. We adventure on that side there. 10 experience for everybody. Enjoy your reaps.
XP. 10.
Oh.
It was an exo-nymph.
It was.
I'm naming the session.
We have a new critter to potentially help the party out.
Yeah, a new party critter. Until we have to kill her, because she went wrong in the head, and we had to put her down.
Or she got into someone's head.
There we go. I put the title of this one as Kid Brains Probably Taste Like Crayons.
Oh, harsh.
Oh,
Oh.
oh, that's It's all sorts of not okay. I mean, it was bad when I was Mr. Cleanup Detail, but
It's a rough one.
That's pretty rough, yo. That's terrible. Well, thanks for game tonight, Svi, and I look forward to seeing who we maybe we'll get somebody.
Yeah, well,
Who we murder next.
we'll look around and see who is available for the time slot.
Yeah, because Rando Calrissian.
Yeah. So overall, we couldn't really get too far into combat with the folks that are doing, so I don't know yet about hit ratios and stuff, but we'll
I
do
will
it
say
there.
from the stat change from where we were, I think you made a good balanced looking stat change for it going down. Because since you dropped our evade, but you also dropped the to hits, so I
Hopefully
guess
it'll keep
just
things a little
seeing
tighter.
how
We still have a pretty solid bonus that goes into this, though. So, but at least I think that's it. Wasn't so much the size of the bonus that matters; it's the size of the spread between people that have large ones and people that have small ones. And I think that spread's been
Are you
greatly
saying it's not the
diminished.
size that counts?
Oh, but it does. It's just in comparison to smaller sizes.
It's just, yeah, mine's pretty much in my case. I have a big bonus in punching, but that's because the only thing I can do is punch. Like the minute it goes to range attacks, you see me start putting out like 2.
As long as the spread isn't so high between characters, then it's easier to balance the actual encounter. Because the real trick that happens here is when I end up having to, if we have this really big spread between the people who can hit high evasion targets and the people who don't, then it becomes harder to make things so that everybody engages in the same fight in a manner that works out. So I think we'll figure it out from there. One of the things that I'm also going to do for folks who are paying attention, still in the stream, which is still a couple people in there that aren't us. On Wednesday nights, I'm going to attempt to post YouTube videos that kind of talk about the previous session and why certain decisions were made and what things may change in the test going forward from that session.
Are you also going to say how much you hate your players and their decisions?
Not
How
often.
it
I'm going to say I'm vaguely pleased that Ra wasn't around to completely negate the value of a safe house. I'm gonna, possibly toss that one out there.
You just pleased that having something that was a foot of steel.
Oh look,
wasn't
yeah, no. If I
completely
lock somebody in
negated?
a giant lockbox, they can actually be safe in there instead of being invaded by a giant floating lizard robot snake.
Not a lizard, it's a snake. You know it.
Snake,
He's your
snake,
people.
ribbit.
He's a nope rope.
Robot snake. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to keep that schedule because I want to try to get videos out on a weekly basis so that I can't guarantee they're all going to be particularly long because there isn't always a ton to talk about, but we'll comment on stuff that happened in the previous
next
one.
week, it is
Yeah.
his entire thing is going to be. So sometimes when you don't have a person with the god powers of transcendent abilities around, it makes the game better.
Occasionally, that is a tricky one. That's actually been one that I'll probably talk about this in that video actually. But I was cautious about that ability because it's really fun to be able to travel through walls. Like I like that. Players like to be able to do that. But as a DM in D&D, I always fucking hated spells that negated actual barriers because they were such story blockers. It's like having a lock on something when rogues have the ability to magically pick a lock, or a wizard has the ability to magically turn a lock into a bunny. Like, you have to do so many different plot hooks to make that lock actually be a lock.
How horrific would that be for a lock to suddenly become a bunny?
Right.
And still fused to a door. It's just its life is pain and screaming.
And to a degree that's a point, right? You try to work around that narrative and you come up with other things, but sometimes you just need a fucking closed door. That's all I need is a closed door.
It's okay. We were just gonna punch it until it opened. Sometimes we're just single-minded enough that we're going through that door.
All right, so I'm going to stop stream. Thanks for dropping in, folks.
Thank you for game. We appreciate it. Bye bye. Also, it was fun having